Hey guys, how's everyone doing? Happy Thursday, or maybe happy Friday, wherever you are in the world. Just happy whatever. Hope everyone's well. Hope everyone's doing okay. And yeah, so I thought I would do another live. They seem to be going down reasonably well recently. And yeah, I found myself with a little bit of spare time, which was unusual. So I thought, okay, let's put the time to good use and help a few of you out. Okay, so hopefully we're going to get a few people joining, and hopefully it'll be a good live. But if not, you can watch this later, and yeah, we can get through some questions and get through some housekeeping. So just want to give you a quick update on a few things. So the first thing I'm going to ask you all to do, start asking your questions in the chat. Ask me about your breakups, ask me about how you're feeling, where you're stuck. Has your ex reached out recently? How do you reply? What does the social media thing mean if they're looking at your stories, all that kind of thing? So let me know and we'll get into it. And if there's time later, hopefully I can get one or two of you on for a one-to-one chat, and yeah, we can talk a bit more directly and just get you on the road to recovery, get you feeling better and get you over the person that unceremoniously left you, which I know the pain. It's not great. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to cover, actually no, I won't cover that just yet. I'll wait for a few more people to get online. So I want a big audience. Okay. Hey guys, Lizzie, how you doing? Michael, how are you? Thank you for joining. Start asking your questions. All right. So as the title says, let's get straight into it. Okay. Just bring it up on a. Why doesn't my ex reach out? Okay. It's a question that comes up almost on a daily basis. Hey, Sunrise, how you doing? It's Omar. I know I'm butchering your name there. I am really sorry if I'm butchering your name. Guys, can you help me out with this name? Umar, maybe. I think I'm really butchering it. I'm terrible with names. Please forgive me. But thank you for joining. I hope you're well. Okay. So, guys, before I start asking you questions, first of all, start asking your questions. I'll get to them. I'm just going to clear this up because this comes up all the time, and it actually comes up a lot in the one-to-one coaching sessions as well. And I've conducted well over 700 one-to-ones now, which is been quite a crazy journey, but been very fulfilling. I've been able to, I wouldn't say help, but just walk the journey, walk the road with a few people and just give them some advice. And they've gone on to do bigger and better things and met new people and are doing much better. So that's very fulfilling for me. So why doesn't your ex reach out? Okay, there could be 1,000 reasons why your ex doesn't reach out. I think a lot of the time they might just be being respectful of the breakup. And if it's certainly from what was my point of view, I've been the dumper before, and I know how hard it is when a dumper reaches out to the dumpee just to say, hey, how are you? And they don't want to reconcile. So for me personally, as when I've been a dumpee, I've said to many exes like that when they've finished with me or whatever. So, and I've said, hey, look, this sucks. I don't agree, but I respect your decision. And if you change your mind, you let me know. And to be honest, I don't want to hear from them unless they want to reach out. At least until like the feelings have gone away and they've settled down. So that could be one reason. Another reason, they could just be mad at you. Maybe it was an angry breakup. Maybe you did something wrong. Maybe you pissed them off. Okay. Um, the unsettling one for most people is that they may be dating someone new. And that is really hard. Maybe they're in a rebound. Maybe they're in a monkey branch. I don't know. And that's really, really tough. But here's what I would say about why your ex doesn't reach out. At the end of the day, doesn't really matter. The fact is, the end result is the same. The end result doesn't matter the reason beyond why they're not reaching out. The fact is they're not reaching out. So what I try to encourage people to do is not to focus on that so much. Okay, those thoughts come up. That's okay. It's okay to say, like, I still love this person. I still want this person. I'm going to journal and I'm going to maybe focus on that for a little bit. But the fact is the end result will always be the same. They haven't reached out. They haven't contacted you. And for most of you, for most dumpees, especially I'd say within the first 3 months or so, all you want is a reconciliation. That's all you're interested in. You're not interested in being friends. And if you are, typically speaking, it's to try and stay in their orbit so they don't forget you. And look, people don't forget, guys. Like, I don't. There's women I dated 10 years ago that I've not forgotten about. You don't just forget. It's just it got to that point, it didn't work. So yeah, I think we can expend an incredible amount of emotional energy trying to figure this one question out. And I try to educate people. Okay, let's take that energy because it is exhausting. Going through a breakup is exhausting. Even when you're smashing it and you're doing everything that you're meant to be doing, it's still exhausting. You've gone through quite a traumatic trauma. It's that person that you cared more about than anything in the world is just decided to leave without really consulting you about it, and you haven't had much choice in the matter. So it's like, okay, let's redirect that energy and put it into us. So I hope that covers the basics, but we can get into it a bit more later. All right, let's start answering some questions. Okay, Masoom. Hello. Well, I don't think we've spoken before on the live. If we have, I do apologize. If not, welcome. Okay, so it's been 4 months. I thought my ex monkey branch, but she broke up 14 days after dating the other guy. She never contacted me again, neither do I want it. I'm just confused how to restart dating. Okay, buddy. Well, thanks for sharing, and I'm sorry that you're going through that. Well, I'll say, buddy, you could be a woman. I'm really sorry, guys. I've got to get into the habit of assuming somebody's sex. I've really got to get into the habit. I'm really bad at that. I'm sorry. It's not intentional. So yeah, I do apologize. So I will just say, hey, lovely human being, how are you? Okay. Okay, so you're confused about how to restart dating. Okay, look, it might not be the right time. It's only been 4 months. 4 months really isn't any kind of time for a breakup. I mean, you're literally just warming up, if that makes sense. And I've documented many times before. It took me 18 months just to start feeling okay again. And between 0 to 18 months when I was dating, it was just a clusterfuck. It was an absolute disaster. I wasn't emotionally ready. I was attracting dark people because I was in a dark place. So, and that's what, we attract what we are. Wounded animals attract wounded animals. So it might not be the right time. You can say that you don't want her back, and that's okay. That's fine. Doesn't mean you're over her. Doesn't or over them. He, she. Doesn't mean that you're over your ex. Doesn't mean that you're over this breakup. It doesn't mean you haven't healed yet. So it might look. You could possibly go and try and just dip your toe in the water, see how you feel. But I would really caution you against that, maybe, because if you are on this channel asking questions, that would suggest to me that you still need a little bit of time to get over it. And what can happen, dumpies can very easily rebound as well. Now, I've done probably about 10 videos on rebounds now. With rebound, it's less to do with time and more to do with where you are with your emotions. And if you're not, so technically speaking, it could be 10 years. And if you haven't dealt with the emotion, that's technically a rebound. So you have to be very careful with that. But take your time. There's no rush. There's no rush. Look, the fact is the people that we choose to be with, or hopefully the one person that we choose to be with for the rest of our lives, is quite possibly the most important decision we will ever make. So take your time, do some screening, make dating uglier. Okay, make it harder. Don't just fall in love. Don't just have sex. Don't drag it out a little bit. Get to know that person. But let me know what you think. Hopefully that answered your question. Okay. I'm just gonna call you Sunrise because I am probably butchering your name so badly. Um, it hurt me the fact that he left, like I didn't mean anything or our relationship, and that he doesn't love me anymore, and he is okay. I'm not in his life. Let me just see if you've made another comment. Okay, he followed again the girl he was flirting with during our relationship, and the girl that had a rebound with her after our first breakup. Jesus. Okay. Does no contact work after 2 months of the breakup? Okay. All right. Okay, guys, I'm going to sit back. One day I will have a proper setup. I promise I will have a proper setup to do lives. It will be coming as soon as I buy a new house. It will be coming. It's just it's a little bit awkward here. All right. Okay. Does no contact? So the question is, does no contact work after 2 months of the breakup? Okay. I think it's very important to understand what no contact is and what it's for. And my latest video is all about that, what no contact's for. And there was someone in my Facebook group very recently literally going at it with me and saying that no contact is evil, no contact is psychological torture, no contact is immoral, that kind of thing. All right, okay. Some people do use it the wrong way, and if anyone listening is using it as a manipulation tactic or trying to gain something from their ex, then that is the wrong thing to do. Intention is everything here. So the intention beyond no contact is there's a few. It's one, to neutralize the effect your ex has over you, because of course you've broken up with them, you've had a romantic connection, that's been your main go-to person, that's been the main connection. There's someone you shared, a lot of intimacy with on lots of different levels, more intimate than you're going to be with any friends in your life, family, whatever. So it's literally the closest person to you. Okay, so that separation is going to really impact your limbic brain. Now, for those of you who don't know what the limbic brain is, it's been around for millions of years. Okay, and so let's call it the feeding brain, for lack of a better term, or the chimp brain. I'm actually reading a really good book at the moment called The Chimp Paradox. I highly recommend it to anybody. It's not a breakup book, but it's a great book about how the human brain works when it comes to emotions and all that kind of thing. Um, so our limbic brain, our feeding brain, is feeding that impact. It's reaching out for that person, and the feeding brain can't really tell the difference between reality and imagination. Okay, so to the limbic brain, that relationship still exists, and it's reaching out for it. So now it's not there. It spikes your anxiety. The reason it spikes your anxiety is because it senses a threat to your emotional safety, and the anxiety will get higher and higher and higher until you do something about it. Okay, now what can happen that leads us to doing some silly things like reaching out or stalking their social media, because we feel just our ingrained instinct is telling us to do that thing. But we have to sort of reassure the limbic brain, the feeling brain, the chimp brain, that everything's going to be okay. So that's one part of it, is to neutralize the effect of them. Okay. Second part of no contact, it's for you. It's to get you back. Okay, 1000% to get you back. The best way to get someone back is to get you back. Now, I'm not saying you should be using no contact to get an ex back. Is it the best way to possibly facilitate a reconciliation? Yes, absolutely. But it shouldn't be the intention. The intention is to get you back. And the third thing it helps with, it gives your ex time to calm down, to reassess, to reconsider the breakup, to reconsider the relationship, and to see what life is like without you. Now, whether they come back or not, that's a story for another time. So I encourage all of my clients that I speak to one to one, I don't want to focus on getting your ex back. I want to focus on getting you back. And if your ex reaches out, give me a call. We'll jump on a coaching session and I will help you reconcile if that's what you want. And I've helped plenty of people reconcile if I thought it had a genuine shot. Okay. But we have to be very careful here that your ex isn't just reaching out because their anxiety, their chimp brain, their logic brain their emotional brain has kicked into high gear and their anxiety is high. And that's why a lot of people rebound. That's why a lot of people monkey branch, is because dumpers, just like the dumpee, are trying to ensure their emotional safety. Okay, their emotional survival. And when we feel emotionally threatened or our emotional survival is under threat, we feel like we're going to die. So a lot of people secure, like when they're dumping you, they secure someone new before they dump you. Okay. And that's a shit thing to do. It is a shitty thing to do. Have I done that in the past? I have, when I was younger, and it's not something I'm proud of. And it hurt the person that I was dating, and I ended that for good reason. And it's happened to me as well. It's a shitty thing. So does no contact work after 2 months? Yes. In the context that I've said, it always works, because if they don't come back, you get you back. Okay. And that is always the goal. The goal is always to get you back. So if they do come back, they get a better version of you, and hopefully they've leveled up as well. If they don't come back, you've got a better version of you. You've leveled up. So there you go. It will always work. I hope that answers your question. Okay, and just scroll back up because there was a few there. All right. Tomash, yo, Boldy Locks, kiss my big toe. That's all I'm going to say, my friend. It's all right, guys. Me and Tomash are friends, so don't worry. I mean, barely. I mean, a friend. Yeah, yeah. More like an irritating skin rash. That, I've just learned to deal with. Anyway, okay. Oh, Sorry, guys. Again, I'm a very professional streamer. All right. Okay. Shura, am I pronouncing that correctly? Hello, Nick. I just want to say that your book is a masterpiece. Wow, thank you. Already at chapter 4, and I've learned a lot from it already, but I have some questions about my relationship. Yeah, sure, shoot away. Well, thank you for the compliment. Thank you for buying the book. Okay, let's see. No clue, but she started reaching out and apologizing for being too hard on me when we broke up. I did forgive her, but to be honest, I was still kind of mad about what happened. Afterwards, she started initiating some chats, and I always replied kind of late because I was focused on work. She ended up ghosting me. Well, I'm glad you was focused on work. That's a good thing. Let's see if you've written something else. Okay. All right, buddy. Do you have a question? So I'm just gonna have to assume that the question is that you don't know why she ended up ghosting you. Okay. I'm going to assume that's the question, but if not, please let me know in the comments and I'll get to it. Okay. I think a lot of the time exes can reach out. Okay, so let's just give her the benefit of doubt. Let's just say that that apology was genuine. Maybe she thought back to the breakup. She think, oh, maybe I was being a bit of a bitch, and he didn't. They didn't deserve that. Okay, so maybe that's the case. Maybe our anxiety was high enough, and to the point where she was just trying to get some validation out of you. That might have been, and I don't think she ghosted you because she was busy. That's typically not what it is. Maybe she just thought, okay, maybe she just had second thoughts. Oh, okay, maybe this is a bad idea to be talking to my ex. But the fact is, buddy, when someone ghosts you, that's a reflection of them. Okay, so look, I've ghosted people in the past, yes, and it's not a pleasant thing to do, and I'll never do that again. I've done this like before. Me and my girlfriend have been in a relationship for almost a year now. But before that, and I was dating other women, if I felt it wasn't going anywhere, I would tell them, say, "Hey, look, I don't think this is going any further, so I'm gonna not contact you anymore. Look, but it's been great, and I wish you well, and I'm sorry if it didn't work out. I've got much more time and respect if a woman was to do that for me. And yeah, it sucks to hear that, but it's better than not knowing. But the fact is, you do know because the action tells you everything you need to know. So it's a shitty action, but it's telling you everything you need to know. You have your answer. So when I try to tell people, look, there's nothing really to be confused about. If you really step back and just analyze the truth of the action, the truth of their words, the truth of the situation, okay? The reason we say that we're confused and we ask questions what it means is because, again, going back to the limbic brain, when it detects a threat, it will start asking questions like that because it feels insecure. Okay, so it's trying to seek meaning to reassure itself. It's trying to seek meaning out of this threat. And the fact is, if our anxiety is high enough and we're on threat detection mode, a lot of the time we will find dangers and threats that don't really exist. And so this is why we ask questions. What does it mean? It means fuck all. It literally means nothing. So to quote Mark Manson from his book Love Is Not Enough, a really good book, really good audiobook. Actions never lie and words don't mean shit. It's one of my favorite quotes. In fact, I've actually put it in my book. It's actually in the epigraph. So yeah, it's a great quote. So always remember, guys, actions never lie and words do not mean shit. Okay. So unless someone is actually in front of you showing you the way, saying, hey, look, I want to reconcile, I'm putting the effort in, I'm going to meet you halfway, this is what I'm prepared to do, it means less than nothing. Okay, I hope that helped. Okay, let's scroll back up. Done that one. Okay. Okay. Misery. I'm just gonna call you Misery. Hey, your book has been a real hype. Oh, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate all of you that are purchasing the book. Like I said, it's been selling way better than I ever thought possible. I thought maybe like 20 people from the group would pick it up. But thank you. And guys, look, if you haven't picked it up yet and you're interested, you can go to Amazon, type in "breaking up with your breakup" and it will come up. So yeah, I'm happy with the book. I'm happy the way it came out. It took me 2 years to write, and I poured my heart and soul into that. It was painful to write sometimes because I had to go over some dark parts of my history. But I've taken everything I've learned on my 4 year journey. Well, I guess it was a 3 year journey by the 2 3 year journey by the time I started writing it. I guess about that. Taking everything I learned from psychology, philosophy, like coaching my clients, doing these lives and doing the videos and everything. I've just tried to put all that knowledge into one book, and and also using other books that I really loved and got a lot of advice from, and taking the best of those books and put it into one book. So yeah, so check it out, guys, and yeah, hopefully it will help you. And the other reason I wrote it is because I do provide one-to-one coaching services, so that takes up a good chunk of my time throughout the week. So I average maybe 10 15 coaching sessions a week now. Actually, this week's been a little bit quiet. It sort of ebbs and flows. I've always noticed, like, during the summer it goes down a little bit, and then actually the craziest time of year, sort of between October and December, for some reason. I have no idea why it gets really busy that time of year. But yeah, so I understand, look, one-to-one coaching can be expensive, and so look, I wanted to write a book for that bridges the gap between the free stuff and the premium stuff. So there's that nice in between gap here, that if the free stuff isn't quite doing it and you're not quite interested in the one-to-one stuff, the book will bridge the gap. So I'm hoping that will help. Okay. Okay. Oh, sorry, I've read that one already. My apologies. Let me. Sorry, the string's really slow at the moment. Okay, Q Club. Right. After 11 months, she seems to rekindle somehow, but I don't feel like she's serious. Okay, can you give me some more details? Can you elaborate on that a little bit, please, buddy? Okay, I'm still trying to figure out if it's a breakup or just a break. He says it's for his mental health, but I'll still be his closest friend, even if he doesn't know if he wants the romantic anymore. Okay, all right, fair enough. I would just caution you. Are you going to be okay just being the friend? Because actually, again, it's in the latest video. This literally came up when I was writing the script for the latest video that I just put out on the channel. Um, Literally, when did I put it out? Monday. So yeah, you can go back and watch it if you guys are interested. Um, it's very hard going from someone's highest priority, as in like a human connection, to just a friend. And this stream is really slow. So interesting. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, so to going back to being just a friend. Okay. And I mean, look, can you be friends with an ex? Yes, look, I'm friends with two of my exes, but we're talking from like over 10 years ago, and it took us a long time for the feelings to go away, to be okay in each other's company without feeling weird, and being okay with the other person being with other people. Now, the reason I was able to maintain friendship with those two people, those two exes and those two exes alone, because they were genuine good human beings and good friends. We started off as friends, we became partners, we realized that we were just terrible as partners, as boyfriend and girlfriend, and we had to go our separate ways. Yeah, it hurt, but after a while, we got to the point of, okay, look, we're just not good romantically. So I would, one, respect his privacy. If he's got mental health issues, then wish him Godspeed. And yeah, look, you can be there for him, absolutely, but be careful that he's not using you to get over you. Be careful that he's not making you an emotional tampon. Okay, Ender, how you doing? Hi, pal. Still in the same scenario with wife. Any advice to become safe place for her to open up? Oh, okay. To be honest, buddy, I mean, I vaguely remember your situation. I do apologize. I speak to a lot of people every week, and actually, I'm still a little bit just a bit zoned out from a coaching session that I had on Tuesday. I had a really tough one there, and as the person really just trust me, I hear some like horrific stories sometimes, and yeah, some of them just blow your mind, and I'm like, wow, and I'm still like trying to wrap my own emotions around that because it was quite horrific. So I do apologize. Um, okay, so to get someone to a safe place to open up. Okay, without getting deep into your particular situation, and it, for us to fully explore it probably would have to be in a one-to-one setting. But just some generic advice I can give you to create a safe space for someone. First of all, you have to read the room, okay, and pick up on what's going on around you. The environment, is the environment safe? Are you creating a safe environment yourself? Are you creating an energy, an aura of safety and I would say leadership as well, probably. But I think, look, the best thing you can do to create that, and I've had to do it with clients, I've had to do it with family members, and actually, fun enough, like a friend of mine's going through some shit at the moment, and I reached out to him this week, and I've said, "Hey, dude, look, I've not heard from you for a while. Is everything okay?" And he said, "Listen, man, I just need some time to myself." All right, no worries, bud. I'm here if you need me. Yeah. I said, I hear you and I'm here if you need me. Okay. And I think sometimes that's the safest thing you can do. Say, look, I'm here if you need me. I hear you. Yeah. Tell me more. That sounds shit. Okay. Now, it's kind of like trying to coax out a scared cat. It's not, you got to let the cat come to you kind of thing. And you can be the nicest person in the world. In fact, look, there's a little cat that turns up at my front door every morning. It's there every morning. It comes around for a treat. It gets its treat, and it still won't come up to me. It comes for its treat. It's got the confidence coming for a treat, but it won't allow me to stroke it. So I'm like, okay, cool, fine. I'm not going to chase it. So I think space is the best option here. Always be polite. Always be calm. Calm is everything here. Even if you're burning up on inside, you want to just, is maintain some kind of calmness. But yeah, without talking to you one to one, man, it's going to be real, real tough. As for one to one, guys, look, if anybody wants to jump on the stream with me and have 10 minutes face to face on a call, you don't have to put your camera on. You can change your name to whatever you want, and we can have 10 minutes and we can talk face to face. So just leave a comment below. Just say, yeah, what I'd want to jump on, Nick. I'd like to do a face to face, whatever, and then I'll get you on in a bit. Okay, Teresa, married 7 years, separated 3 years now, together 10 years. He got into a relationship really quickly. He's very dismissive, comes back every 10 months, but he's still with her. Always working on myself. I'm sorry to hear that, but well done and great effort for working on yourself. I think that's all we can do in these situations. But unless what I would suggest there to Teresa, unless you've got any kind of shared property or pets or children together or anything like that, I would just tell them, hey, look, look, there's boundaries to this stuff. And I would say something along the lines of this. Look, I appreciate you reaching out, but this doesn't work for me anymore. If you are still interested romantically, if you want to reconcile, all you need to say, look, I'm only interested in reconciliation. Please only contact me if you want to do that. But given that he's already got into a relationship, I would just wish him well. If you've got kids together, okay, just talk about the kids, nothing else. Okay, co-parent, the best you can, and wish him happy thoughts for the rest of his life. But there's got to be boundaries here, Teresa. Okay, I am not even gonna try and pronounce your name, so I'm just gonna call you Zon. If they left, even though you treated them well and gave I and gave, I'm assuming that means I gave my all for a serious relationship with love and values. Let them go. If it was real for them, they would never left. Don't waste love. Um, I can't agree with that last part. If it was real from them, they would never leave. No, I can't agree. I'm sorry to say, my friend. Look, because look, what someone says and feels today is no guarantee what they will say and feel tomorrow. You know, look, none of us wake up in love every single day. Look, I've only been with my girlfriend for a year. You know, I love her to pieces, but there's some days I don't want to look at her. I don't want to speak to her. You know, it's nothing that she's done wrong. I'm just having a bad day. I'm busy. I'm just stressed out. You know, and there's days that she doesn't want to look at my stupid face and she doesn't want to hear my stupid voice. That's okay. Yeah, but sometimes people get to a point where they realize that this was a bad investment. Okay, that we didn't screen hard enough. Now, look, I'm not assuming your situation. I don't know your situation, but I'm just giving you some generic things that come up every single day, and some of the things that I've observed over the years. Most breakups occur. Like, this is why most breakups occur is because people start relationships based on romance and based on chemistry, and that will never, ever, ever, ever fucking ever work. Ever. Okay? It never works. Never ever works. I have spoken to thousands, literally thousands, through this channel, through my Facebook group. I think just over 700 people now in a one-to-one setting. And if there's most like 98% of them, the one thing that they've all got in common, they all say the same stuff. We had an amazing connection when we first started dating. And when I hear amazing connection, I hear trauma. It's not an amazing connection. We need to start with compatibility. So let's distinguish the two. Okay. What's chemistry? Chemistry is the fun stuff. We like the same food, we like the same music, we have the same sense of humor, we bond over trauma, and this is what happens. Your trauma reflects their trauma. Okay, what's compatibility? Compatibility is values, emotional maturity, how many kids that you want, are you aligned religiously, can you talk without getting butter, can you communicate well? That's chemistry. Now, sorry, that's compatibility. Now, we don't focus on anywhere near enough on that in the beginning. Yeah, because if you start a relationship at 100% with full romance, with full connection, all the Disney feels, all the butterflies, it can only get worse from there. Okay. So that's a big reason why people fall out of love, is because their expectations from the start are up here. Okay. Oh, he brought me flowers and he took me here. We went to the Eiffel Tower. We've done all this amazing stuff. But then real life kicks in. We can't do that stuff all the time. And it's unrealistic and it's unsustainable. Yeah. So I'd much rather start a relationship where, okay, that conversation was interesting, it was fun, and she was funny. I'm going to give this one a second day. Okay, and build over there and screen effectively, make dating uglier. Ask penetrating questions. I asked my girlfriend some penetrating questions. She asked me some back as well. And you're trying to gauge that reaction out of them. So don't start relationships based on chemistry. Don't start it on, oh, I just fell in love. And I don't like that term, falling in love. Falling in love is absolutely bullshit. It's not going to sustain a relationship, because let's look at what falling actually means. Falling, and I think I'm not going to butcher it, but the strictest dictionary definition of falling is descending from a higher level to a lower level at a rapid velocity. Now, or an uncontrolled velocity, or something along those lines. Now, what happens when you descend at an unstable velocity? You smack into the ground. So the fall was going to be tremendously exciting. Oh, wee, this is fun. And then bang, real life happens. Okay, then what? If there's no compatibility, that relationship's going no further. And I can promise you that. Okay, so gone off on a tangent here, but people can change. Now, one thing I will say, love is less of a feeling and more of a choice. You have to choose to invest in that person. But just because they left doesn't mean the weeks, months, and years before that wasn't real. People don't stick around for years at a time if it wasn't real for them. Okay. So let me know what you think. If you disagree with me, if you want to come on and have a chat and talk about that, absolutely fine. Like, it's okay if you disagree. I'm not saying I'm 1000% right here. This is just my observation. I could be wrong. And if research comes out to say that I'm wrong in 6 months, a year, I'll update my views accordingly. But at the moment, the research backs up what I've just said. So, I'm going to go with that. All right. If you secured someone before ending things, doesn't that mean they don't feel the breakup? No, it's actually quite the opposite. It's because they want to avoid feeling the breakup and loss. So securing someone new is literally putting the band-aid is putting the band-aid over the wound, and or taking emotional painkillers. So if that was to break up, they're going to feel that breakup plus yours, and they're going to have a very bad time. So they can cloak the pain, but it's still there. It's the avoidance of pain. So that's never good. Avoiding pain never helps anybody. Okay, we live in a society now where we do everything to avoid pain, and it's going to cause massive problems in the future, because if there's no challenge, if there's no strife, then we don't evolve, we don't grow. So look, pity them. Pity them. If someone's got a monkey branch, pity them. Okay, Art. Hey Nick, should I contact my ex on her birthday? In no contact for 3 months, but she reached out 2 weeks ago and asked something she obviously knows the answer to. Nope, no more privileges. Look, I think a lot of the time when I get this question, I've certainly done this in the past when debating whether I should reach out to an ex on their birthday. It's only been 3 months. I would say no, you should not. No contact is no contact. I mean, look, unless someone died in her family or something. I mean, look, did someone fucking die? Then no. Then no, don't reach out. If someone died, then you can reach out saying, I'm sorry, I'm going to send some flowers. Yeah, sure. But as for their birthday, no, they don't get relationship privileges anymore. They don't get friendship privileges anymore. That's it. It's done. If they decided to leave, there are consequences to that action, and the consequences are, okay, look, this sucks, but I'm going to give you the breakup. Chapter 1 in my book is called "Give Them the Breakup." It teaches how to give them the breakup and how to give them all the silence they can handle. That's chapter 1 in my book. Um, so no, I wouldn't recommend it. Shura, that's the answer I was looking for. Thank you so much, Lick. Love that quote. One of the first things I've read. Okay, thank you so much. No, I appreciate you. And yeah, thanks. And look, keep asking questions, and we'll go from there. But yeah, look, you're gonna do fine. Look, all of you guys, look, I promise you, it's gonna be okay. Whatever you're feeling right now, whatever you're feeling right now, you won't be feeling this way in the future. Okay. Yes, you've got to endure this pain right now, and it sucks. But I promise you, it will level you up. If I could literally have the version of me from 4 years ago next to me, it's a completely different man. And I'm like, I look back on it like, but I had to be that person to become who I am today. That person, that version of me served me back then, doesn't serve me well anymore. And unfortunately, that version of me had to die for this version of me to be born. And that's what we cling on to. We cling on to that version of us that has been there for so long. And it's default programming. It's really, really hard. Okay, Slim, just got my book. Yeah, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know what you think. Any questions? Oh, right. Okay, guys, book club, book club, book club, book club. Right. Okay, I'll get to the rest of the questions in a minute. Okay, so look, the wonderful Lizzie, who is for some reason calls herself Julia on YouTube. Catfish! Catfish! Her name's Elizabeth! Okay, so the wonderful Lizzie, she's been doing a book club in the Facebook group for quite some time now. And this book club is on my book. I'm going to be on the stream with you guys. So I'm going to be available for you to ask questions about the book. And yeah, and we're going to go from there. We can do a little bit of coaching there as well. So, Lizzie, if you can just put book club and put the link there or whatever in the comments. And if not, guys, look, you can email me at thelovefix20@gmail.com and you can ask, or just come to the Facebook group. If you're not already in there, go to Facebook, type in the Love Fix Breakup Recovery, and we'll be advertising it and putting links out. It's free. All that you need to do is purchase. It's not strictly free because you've got to purchase the book. But look, you can either get the paperback version, which in British pounds is £12.99, or the ebook version, which is like $7.99, something along those lines. So it's available on Amazon. The only thing I'll say, make sure that you're on the Amazon for your country to avoid international shipping charges, because it's happened. One guy like paid like $40, and I was like, dude, what the fuck you doing? No, don't spend that amount of money. I don't get any of that. I don't get any of the shipping charges. So no, he went, no, that's fine. I'm just supporting. I said, no, I don't get a single penny of that. No. So be careful. But look, if you just want to get the ebook, which is like literally about 60% of the price, that's fine. You can download that instantly. So that's all we ask. You purchase the book, you read it in preparation for book club. We'll be on a setting like this. Actually, we'll be doing it here on StreamYard, and yeah, it won't be. We won't necessarily be in broadcast live or anything. It'll just be in a private chat. But we may do a live chat one day and have an open discussion, have an open forum. So yeah, come along. I'll be there. Lizzie will be there. We'll be talking about the book. I'll be there to answer questions. I'll be there to answer questions about your breakup. And look, it's a really good way to get some free coaching. And I'll tell you one thing: if you join book club, I will give everyone that joins book club a 50% discount to my one-to-one coaching services, but you have to join book club. Okay, you'll get a 50% personal guarantee from me. I'll give you a 50% discount on a 1 hour session with me. So I charge £80 for a 1 hour session. I will bring that down to £40. So US dollars, that's roughly, I think, about $55, something around that. I don't know what the conversion rate is, but I'll give everyone a 50% discount. If that's not reason enough to join book club and come and talk to me and Liz and the other guys who have been doing this for a long time now, come and join it, guys. We really love to have you there. It's a great chance to meet new friends and talk about your breakup, and then fuck your exes, and not literally fuck them, just metaphorically fuck them. I don't want you to fuck your exes, okay? Because that's going to put you back a few steps. That's not good. But anyway, and breathe. I'm back in the room. Okay, right. Let's get back to it, shall we? I don't know why I'm doing random voices. Lizzie, your name is Lizzie. What does it mean when your ex doesn't reach out after the breakup? I've answered that at the start, dude. I've already covered that. Did you not see? I've already gone over that. Slim. Okay, my ex moved on after 4 months and I'm depressed. He seems so much happier without me. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, look, I get the depression. That depression is a very real thing. And it sucks balls, man. It really does suck balls. I've been depressed for many reasons. I had clinical depression in my teens. I've been depressed after breakup. So yeah, I get it. So we need to challenge your thoughts. That's what we need to challenge. The thought creates the feeling. Okay, so if you see at the start, I was talking about the limbic brain detects a threat. Now, we are the only species on the planet that can have thoughts about how we feel. And then we can have thoughts about our thoughts. Okay, we're the only species that can contextualize a world without us in it. And then that can drive up the anxiety. And we're the only species that can contextualize a world without our exes in it. And that drives up the anxiety, which can lead to depression. So it's the thoughts that we have to get under control about the feeling. Now, your feeling is your feeling. That's okay. How you feel is okay. It's always okay to feel, right, I feel shit right now. I still love my ex. I want them back. I'm depressed. Okay. But the bit I'm going to challenge here is that he seems so much happier without me. Based on what evidence? And if it's just a picture on social media or something someone told you, then your limbic brain, your imagination, your feeling brain is creating the narrative based on that much information. Okay. And now, if it's social media, I highly recommend that you come away from it, or you at least block them and don't pay attention to it. So, social media is bullshit. It's 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 a reflection of our perceived value in the world. That's what it is. Um, it's trying to convince the world of things that we're not sure about ourselves. So, and I've had it so many times, right? I've had it from friends where they literally be on the phone to me. Oh, I hate my boyfriend. I hate my girlfriend. I'm going to dump him. They're pissing me off. And literally 2 minutes later, there's a picture of them. Oh, I've got the best partner in the world. I'm so in love. Like, you fucking hypocrite. So it's like, look, why are you trying to convince the world of something that you're unsure of? Okay, so it's trying to confirm their confirmation bias and trying to confirm their identity, which is really sad. So that's what I would challenge you on. How they seem happier. Seem is the operative word there. You have no idea. You're not inside their head. So as for the depression, have you spoken to your doctor? Have you spoken to friends or family? Have you spoken to a therapist? That's what I would suggest. Start there. Start journaling. Try and get some exercise if you can. Now, I know when you're depressed, it can seem like impossible, but maybe, look, if you could just get up and put your running shoes on. You haven't necessarily got to go out, but that could be the first step. Okay, I'm just going to put my shoes on. Okay, and then they the next day, okay, I'm just going to step outside the front door. And the next day, okay, shoes on outside the front door. While I'm outside, I might as well walk up the street. Yeah, and try and build it from there. But let me know. Let me know what you think. And if you could give me some more advice, some clarity on that, that'd be great. Okay. Also, guys, does anybody want to jump on for 10 minutes and have a chat one-to-one with me? Again, you can turn your camera off. You haven't got to show your face, and you can write down whatever name you want. So let me know in the comments. Tomash, I'll advise anyone who wants to stay friends with their ex to get out of their comfort zone and make new friends. Yes, 100%. That is great advice. Okay, it will be insanely hard to do right now for sure. Yep, absolutely. But as Tomash just said, we have to get out of the comfort zone. So look, shit stinks, but it's warm. So what that means is we're quite comfortable to sit in the toxicity because we're familiar with it. It's the unfamiliar that scares us more than anything, which is weird. But look, the relief that we seek is in the pain that we avoid. Okay, I would like to say, okay, right. So I'm gonna look, Sunrise, Umar. You can tell me what your name really is on there. Okay, look, I'm gonna post a link at the bottom. Okay, if I can find it, give me a sec. I'm gonna post a link. Right, hit that link, follow the instructions, and then we will have a chat. Give me a second. All right. All right, it's at the bottom of the chat now. So yeah, just follow that and we'll jump in. I'll get you to jump on. Eric, how you doing? Long time no speak. What if she unblock you in just liking my pictures on Facebook and don't reach out? Should I block her? Um, but also told you to move on. Then move on, buddy. Look, it literally means nothing. Okay, it means something because you're giving it meaning. It means something because you want it to mean something. That's what it means. It literally means nothing. Short of them reaching out saying, hey, I want you back. I want to reconcile. I've been doing my own therapy. I've been working on myself. It means nothing. All right, let's go. Hey,
Hello, Nick.
how you
Hi.
doing? All right, let me just turn my speaker down a little bit. I'm just getting a bit of feedback. All right, you're going to have to tell me how I pronounce your name because I know I'm saying it wrong.
It's Uma.
Uma. Okay, so I was quite close. So, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Uma,
yeah, it's close.
Uma, how are you?
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I
I can help.
I'm a little bit upset with myself. A little bit.
Okay.
I did good in the beginning of the breakup. I went directly of no contact. I didn't check his social media or anything. And lately, I feel that I did chase him.
Okay.
And actually, I was on vacation, so I left my cat with him. He took care of her, and Monday I went to get my cat. And after that, I did a mistake. I said to him that there was one moment I just want to hug and kiss you, and he said it's the same for him. Therefore, he couldn't look at me for too long. And then I said to him, "Do you regret not doing it?" And he said, "I don't know. It would have been weird."
Okay.
And then I told him, I just want you back. And he said, I don't know what to say about this now. I didn't expect it. And I didn't answer after that from yesterday. And I don't feel I will answer anymore this.
Okay.
Yeah, I know that he's not the right for me because the problem, he was talking with other girls behind me and I broke up with him, then we came back together, then he ended it. He said that we're never gonna have a healthy relationship and we just fight. But he's the reason why we fight, and he never admit that it's him who broke this relationship. But I don't know. I think my anxiety take the best of me.
Mm. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, that happens a lot with the anxiety. Look, first of all, firstly, thank you for sharing. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you being vulnerable
Yo,
enough to share that with everybody. And look, I'm sorry to hear that you're going through that. It's rough,
you-
especially when you've already begun no contact, and you've had the situation like you've had. Okay. How long were you guys together for?
2 years and some month.
And when did the breakup happen?
15 May, I remember. Yeah,
Okay.
15th of May. Yeah.
All right. How old are
So
you?
2 months. I'm 28.
And how old is he?
The same.
28. Okay. All right. So let's all right, so let me ask you this. What's the biggest thing you're struggling with right now?
Is that I know that he did all of these bad things and I know that he's not good for me, but I still want to be with him. Like my mind, my heart doesn't understand my mind. And no matter what happened and what he did, I just wanted to be with him again. That's my problem.
Okay. All right. Hmm. How many long-term relationships did you have before him?
Actually, I didn't really have a long term relationship. I had one was long distance for 7 months and just dating, but he was my really first long
Mm,
term relationship.
I hear you. Is it the first time you've been dumped?
Uh, Not the first time, but yeah, like it was mutual before, but this is the first. Like I broke up with him, and after that I get back with him, and then in the end he broke up with me. He said like we will not have a good relationship, that we're different people, which is weird for me. Like how can you stay with me for 2 years if you think we're different?
Yeah, I get what you mean, but I think sometimes it can take people time to come to that conclusion, or sometimes it could just
Yeah,
be the reason that they're saying to not hurt you, to disguise the real reason. But I think
yeah,
whatever the reason might be, the end result is the same. So okay, let's focus on trying to get you to feel a little bit better, because I think ultimately that's what we're all trying to seek, really, is clarity. So you say that despite what he's done, you still want him. So can you tell me a little bit about that? Even like, so you said he was talking to other women behind your back, but
yeah.
would you take him back?
Like I I struggle, like I wanted to leave and I was struggling to leave, and I took the decision to do it, and he came to me and everything. And I will tell you something. So I live alone. My family lives in another country, and he actually was everything, was like
Mm,
my friend, my family and everything, and I was part of his family, so I felt that he filled that void and make me feel like I'm not alone.
mm,
And
okay.
maybe I stayed more for that, to not be alone.
Yeah.
In
I f-
he
yeah,
was,
I think
he was
yeah, sorry,
feeling a
carry on.
lot of parts. Yeah, he was feeling a lot of parts, and I was like part of his life, his family life. They were also like my
Mm,
family, and I I didn't feel that I'm alone.
yeah. I I think you might be right there. It definitely sorry, let me just get rid of that banner. It's just peeing me off. Um, yeah, I think you might be right there. So there's a really good. I don't know if you're familiar with Esther Perel, but she's a really good
No,
relationship and marriage therapist, and she's written. So I actually just finished reading one of her books called "Mating in Captivity," and one of the parts of the books that really stood out to me Now, what makes it in captivity is about why relationships fail, why people cheat, all that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a part of the book where she says we are relying on one person to do what a village used to do for us. So, we're turning our romantic partners into our best friend, our
Yeah.
business partners, our therapist, our family, everything, and that's impossible for one person to do, and it's not healthy either.
Mm-hmm.
It's not healthy either. Now, I get it that you're in a unique situation where you're in a different country and away from your family, but I think that's probably why you feel so alone, because you haven't got that support network that most people would have. Is that when we do break up with someone, our family and friends there. Now, when I've been through breakups, my family and friends have been there. So even though it's still been horribly painful, that support network's been there. So I think maybe that's probably what's happening. You just feel incredibly isolated right now. And so it was your first long-term relationship. Okay. You've had that emotional roller coaster that we're on, we're off, we're on. He's talking to other women and that kind of
Yeah,
thing. And then he dumps you. And then all of a sudden, in that one action, you've not only just lost him, but you've lost your entire support network.
that's true. Yeah.
That's brutal. That is really hard to deal with. And I think if I was in your situation, I think I'd be feeling the same. So it's I have no doubt. I have no doubt you're feeling the way you are right now, and that's okay.
Yes, and the thing that is, um, as much as he's like neutral with me and not showing anything, as much as I want to do something.
So say that again. You broke up there. Say that again, please.
Yeah, I said as much as he's not really showing anything, like when he talked to me or something, as much as I want to do more.
Right. Okay. So you want to do more. You still want to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I will tell you a little bit information. So it's not the first time we broke up. This is the second time we broke up. First time I broke up, like I'll tell you about this person. I don't know if I'm taking too long of your time.
Oh, it's okay. I'll let you know when I need to move on. It's
So
fine.
so
Go on. You go.
I-
You go on.
this thing. So when I met this person, he gave me the impression that he's a very good man. He didn't look like the player type. Nothing about him looked like the player type, and I really thought that I met someone that's very good, and it's what I wanted. And I never had a problem with him. Like he contact me all the time. We call, we meet, and there's no this problem of like he's ghosting me or he's not talking for too long or like he's not seeing me or anything. Like all his time was for me, and I didn't have any problem with him, and it was very good. So I think after 8 or 9 months, I start seeing like if he's following girls or he's talking to someone, and I broke up with him because I found a text or something, and then he fought for me for a little bit, and I didn't accept it, and after that I wanted him back, and he said I cannot do that now, and etc. And then when we come back together, I find out, like I think 3 or 4 months after we get back together, I found out that while the time that we broke up, he was already dating a girl and already meeting with his ex before me, and I
Wow.
found out that even before we broke up, he was meeting his ex.
Ouch.
Yeah, and not saying to his ex that he's in a relationship, and was like just meeting her for sex. Because at that moment I was like, I don't know if I can say this, but at that moment I was still virgin, and we didn't have sex, and when we get back together I had sex with him.
Okay.
And for me to find out that the whole first relationship he was cheating on me actually.
Yeah.
And after when I got back to him, I didn't think that this guy left me to just like go and have fun and date other girls. I knew that after, and I still stayed. And this is what I think he's doing now. I think maybe he already found someone before he end things with me. I think he, like, now he already followed the girls that he dated during our first breakup, he followed her again and followed the girl that we had an argument about. And I think they went on a date. And I
Mm,
know all of those things. I knew it today. It calmed my anxiety a little bit. And I said, no, I'm not going to do anything anymore. So, yeah.
okay. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And
Okay.
yeah, that's a lot. And to find out that he was cheating pretty much the whole time, that's really rough. So add all that together, okay? First relationship, you're there by yourself. It's the first time you've had sex. That will definitely alter your brain chemistry to make you feel more attached. You know, so women definitely attach more and in a different way when sex has been had. So that's gonna mess with you as well a little bit. And yeah, so I think there's a lot going on there, but I think you made the right choice in the beginning to say, right, well, I'm not doing this. If you're talking to other women, I think you made the right choice. But then I think the anxiety maybe got the better of you because you felt
Yeah.
lonely, and look, we can all feel lonely, and trust me, loneliness can make us do some crazy shit. I've certainly been there. um and I've certainly got with women that I shouldn't have ever got with just because I was feeling lonely, and I've got some crazy stories to tell. Trust me. So let's look at what we can do. Okay. So wh- what are you doing day to day? Are you working at the moment? You employed?
Yes, I do work. I study in the same time. I
Yeah.
finished my year, and he broke up with me just 2 weeks before my exams, but I passed all of them, which is something I am very
Well done.
proud.
Well done.
And
Congratulations.
also aside,
Yeah.
and to be honest, I'm not doing much apart than this because I don't feel doing it. I went on vacation, which was something good and helped me. But after I came back from vacation, I saw him when I got my cat back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it switched my mind. I was
Yeah.
going good. I was not really saying anything, not reaching out or anything. And yeah, and then again, I said these things to him yesterday.
Yeah. Well, it's like a drug addict. Let's say a drug addict has been clean for 6 months, and all of a sudden someone offers you cocaine and you
Yeah,
take it. That's kind of what happened. You was getting past the addiction, and then all of a sudden the thing that caused that addiction is back in your face.
yeah,
So look, the thing I'm going to encourage you to do, I think you're doing a lot of good stuff already. So well done. You should be really happy and proud of yourself. I know you're feeling bad right now, but you're doing great. You're doing really, really well, and you should be proud of yourself. Okay, given how functional you are despite your situation, that shows that you've got a lot of strength inside you, and that's not easy to do. Okay, so well done. I mean, you're doing great.
you.
Look, the thing I'm going to encourage you to do is start doing some things outside of your comfort zone. Now, you said that something along the lines of that when you came back from holiday, you didn't. Sometimes you don't feel like doing stuff, and I get that. But the action will breed the motivation. So it's just getting up and actually doing that thing. So I would highly encourage you. And one of the best things that I ever did, and I give to pretty much most of my clients. Obviously, it's highly individual and situation dependent.
Yeah,
But one thing you can do, and this I cannot stress how well this works: volunteer somewhere. Go and volunteer at a community center. Go and give you what? So what country? You haven't got to tell me, but can you mind telling me what part of the world that you're in? What country?
I'm from Belgium.
You're actually in Belgium now, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool. Like, I went to Bruges a couple of years ago. I loved it. I definitely want to
Nice.
go back
It's a
there.
very nice city. Yeah,
Yeah, I loved it. It was fantastic. It's one of the best trips I've ever done. So yeah, look, go and volunteer somewhere. Okay, it'll get you out. It'll get you out of the routine. It'll get you out of the house. And when people ask me, what's the best way to start getting over someone or getting past pain?
yeah,
Service other people. The reason I started YouTube originally, so back in 2020, it was a coping mechanism. It was a way for me to kind of journal what I was going through. Okay, and it turned into a business. It just evolved that way. It was never my intention. It was never my intention to be a breakup recovery coach, and I don't think it wasn't really a thing. Um, but it found me. It gives me purpose. Even now, it still gives me purpose. I don't need to do this. I don't have to do this. I enjoy doing this. And when we can find something that we enjoy doing, like volunteering at a dog shelter,
I get,
a soup kitchen, a library, your community center, go and help people that need it. And what will happen? You will meet other people there that are there to do the same job, and that's how you can make new friends. Okay, you
yeah,
can
that's
expand your
true.
world. Yeah. The other thing, take up a hobby that you've always wanted to do, or a hobby that was going to scare you. For me, I went to music school and I learned how to play the drums, and I'm still playing the
Mhm.
drums now. I love it. It's one of the best things I've ever done. Okay, scary. It was very scary because I had to go and meet new people. I had to go into an alien environment. I had to look stupid on the
Yeah,
drums for about a year, you know. But trust me, if you're gonna build that, you need to build your village. Okay. Now your family's not there, so that's gonna be a little bit more challenging for you. But one thing I can say is that my girlfriend, my partner, she came from the Philippines all by herself like 8, 9 years ago. She paid for herself. She studied by herself. She's doing her master's in neuroscience. She's got an incredible career. She's got a very good job, and she built a village. She's got more friends than I've got family here. Okay, because she built that community around her. Yeah, that's how she dealt with it. She had to build friends. So, do you think that's something you can do?
yes, I do actually, to volunteer. I do like to do this, and I do paint sometimes, and I will go back to it also, and I will go back to dance classes because I used to do this before also.
Great. Do all those things, but I want you to choose a new hobby that you've never done either. Something that's going to scare
Okay,
you. Yeah.
okay,
Something that's really like, oh, that's exciting, but I'm nervous. Yeah. Something that's going to really get you,
yeah,
you know, because look, you're going to meet new and interesting people there.
that's
Okay.
true.
That's the
Yeah,
best
you
way to
are,
do it. You've got to build this village around you now.
yes, you
And
are very right.
yeah,
Because when I do stuff, when I was on vacation, I didn't even think about him.
there
When
you,
I paint, I don't even think about that. And you are very right. We need to
yeah,
pick up new hobbies and be with people.
yeah, absolutely. We're social creatures, and so I can tell you when I first went to my first ever drumming class, I was in a really really bad way. I mean, I was in a terrible state. I was just about functioning, just about getting through my day job and everything. And I remember getting off the train. So I was on the way to the music school. I remember getting off the train, and I had my phone out. I wasn't even going to call him. I was just going to send them an email saying I can't make it, and I almost
Yeah,
did it 3 times. But I thought, no, I'm going to do this. I need to do this. And I turned up, and for that first lesson, for that first hour, everything in my life, everything that was I was in pain got switched down to zero because I was so
hmm,
focused on what I was doing.
hmm,
And I walked out and I thought, oh my God, that was the most relief I've had in a long time. Yeah. So it's a really powerful thing. And look, it doesn't mean you're going to be over them tomorrow, but it's just
yeah,
finding those little things that are going to help you along the way. So yeah, it's time to build the village, Umar. And look, it's going to take some time. It is going to be painful,
yeah,
and so I will try and encourage you to minimize the contact with him the best you can.
hmm,
And look, the other thing you can look at, if you make friends and you want to go on a trip, you can get your friends to look after your cat rather than your ex-boyfriend. So
yeah,
that's the other way of doing it.
that's
But
true.
anyway,
I have a
yeah,
question, if
go
it's
for it.
possible.
Go for it.
I want to ask how we can make a difference between the person we thought he is and like the person he was in the like he the problem that he always was nice to me and always did so much nice things to me, and the problem that I found this text and his texting girls. How can I make a difference in my mind between the real him and the picture of him that was in my mind? That's my problem, because always my
Yeah.
mind tricked me to think about how he is normally with me, and I cannot, like, sometimes I cannot think about of him, of that person who did those bad things and hurt me, and I keep thinking about the good guy that was with me.
Yeah, I hear you. So I think what's happening with you is it's what we call the fading effect bias. Are you familiar with that term?
No.
Okay, so the fading effect bias is, in a very basic term, it's when we favor good memories over bad memories. Now,
uh,
it's a very clever evolutionary defense mechanism. So if you
mhm,
go back far enough, when human beings were like living in tribes, cave
Yeah.
dwellers. We had to go hunting for our food and everything like that. It was very dangerous back then. Life expectancy was only about 25 to 30 years. If you broke your leg, that kind of meant you were dead, because you couldn't. One, we had no medicine back then, and two, you couldn't hunt, so you probably would die from starvation. And hunting for the food was incredibly dangerous because we had natural predators back then. So
Mhm.
what the fade and effect bias does, okay, it will favor the joy and pleasure of eating the animal that we caught, rather than focusing on how hard it was to catch the animal. Okay, so we know how hard it was. So it's like falling off your bike and you break your arm. It's like, all right, that really sucked. But over time, you kind of forget about the pain of breaking your arm, and you remember how much you love riding the bike. So that's the
Yes.
fade and
True.
effect bias, and it's the same. What happens when we go for a breakup? We have the fading effect bias. We favor the positive memory. Give me 1 second. I'm just sorry.
Okay.
I just need to let my cat out. Give me a sec. Go. There you go. So she wanted to wander off to other places in the house, and she can get pretty spicy when she doesn't get her way. Um, yeah.
No,
So
I have that too.
yeah. I've just adopted a puppy. I'll pick him up next week as well. So that's gonna be interesting. Yeah. So yeah. So that's what I think's happening. But always ask yourself this. No matter how you're feeling, always ask, what is the truth of the situation? What is the truth of their actions? What is the truth of their
Mm.
words? Not what you thought that they are, because we all do it and we all fall in love with the fantasy. I've totally done it, but you have to look at the action, and
Yeah.
actions never lie. Words don't mean shit. So it doesn't matter what he said and how he was with you over text. What did his actions tell you? His actions tell you that he was a cheating arsehole. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And write it down, journal, write it,
Yeah.
put it on your wall if you have to. Say he was a cheating arsehole, and I won't do that again. So yeah. But anyway, Uma, look, thank you for
Thank
sharing your
you.
story. I hope that's helped. And look,
It helped me so much. Thank you.
yeah,
It helped
you're
me so
welcome.
much.
Yeah, and look, thank you for being in the group. And yeah, look, we're here for you. So yeah, thank you so
Thank
much, and you have a good evening. And keep
you.
asking
Bye bye.
questions if you have some. Okay. All right,
Okay.
thank
Have
you,
a
Uma.
nice
Take care.
bye.
Bye bye. All right. Thank you, Umar. Thank you so much for sharing that. All right, let's do some questions. Sorry if you've been waiting, guys. Okay. Better love movement. I've been in no contact for 15 months. He jumped into a rebound, possible monkey branching, question mark. Relationship that is still going on. I've moved on and I'm still focused on myself. Keep going. Ah, well done. Thank you for sharing. Keep going. Yeah. Okay, true. It's based upon a decision that we are something together and work together as a team with them values and wants. Yeah, yeah. I remember. I made a comment, didn't I? Here on your last message. Yeah, thank you for that. Okay, Masoom, I am a guy. Thank you for clarifying that. And I saw your channel 4 months ago, and then I realized the path of moving on and getting X back is the same. I just want to love someone again, but will I be able to do it again? That's my doubt. Love yourself first. Yeah. If you want to love someone, love yourself. Yeah, above all else. Okay, Matt Silver, girlfriend ended our 3.5 year relationship. She breadcrumbed a little after 30 days. Told her the situation was giving me anxiety and needed to focus on myself, and we shouldn't talk for a while. Okay, next message. She said she'd respect that and start reaching out 60 days later in a good place. Not sure I want her back, but open to exploring it. Should I still wait for her to make the effort? Absolutely not, my friend. You focus on you. So look, the way I look at it is this. Okay, it's very hard with breakups because look, you're grieving someone that's still alive. Okay, and that's really tough. If someone passed away, it's a little bit easier, even though it's a much worse situation. It's a little bit easier to handle because there's a finality to that. So look, I get the desire, and look, I held on for like 18 months, man. I was like, oh, one more day, no contact. She's gonna reach out. She's all right, definitely next week. She's definitely gonna reach out. That was in my head for like 18 months. So if I could go back and sort of give myself some advice, is pretend that they're dead in your head, and I'm not. that might sound like a bad thing, but you do what you have to sort of like reconcile that in your mind. But yeah, no, don't wait around for anybody, man. Look, in this context, either get a fuck yes or a fuck no. Yeah, there's no in between here. She's either in or she's out. There's no in between. Okay. In the meantime, you go on about your life. You keep leveling up, because if she comes back, who's she gonna find? Yeah, she's gonna find the guy that she dumped or the guy that leveled up, and she might not be on your level anymore. Okay, but you don't leave someone because of a bad day. If they don't commit and feels it, they will always have an itch to leave it. Yeah, fair enough, man. Yeah, look, who knows what's going on in their head? Who knows what kind of attachment problems they've got? What kind of maybe some mummy and daddy issues? Who knows? But the fact is, man, look, one thing I try to hammer in my book, and what trying to teach people, that the breakup was never about you. Okay, it's not about you. The breakup is about how they feel about their life, about the world, and about the relationship that you guys share together. It's about them. It's their decision. Okay, it's not about you. But because our anxiety goes so high, we try to look for hidden meaning, and we make it about us. Look, breakups make narcissists of us all. Doesn't sorry right Makes us narcissistic. Doesn't make us narcissists. But when we're going for a breakup, we start asking questions like me, why me, why me, why me. It was never about you. It's about how they feel. So if you can reorganize that in your head and say, right, okay, they made the decision, they said what they said, they did what they did, there is fuck all I can do about that. It sucks, it hurts, but I will respond with maturity and move forward. I don't think you can move on right now, but you can move forward to moving on. So always just tell yourself, it wasn't about me, it was about how they felt. Okay, King of Acorns. Okay, I'm the King of Goblins. So maybe we should we should combine our armies and attack Middle Earth. Okay, hey everyone on chat. I had a terribly sad breakup happen to me about a year and a half ago, and in retrospect, I can tell you, even if you are suffering now, things can and will return to normal. Oh, I'm sorry you had a bad breakup, but yeah, well done, congratulations, and yeah, absolutely, I totally agree with you. Okay, if a partner has trouble to give actions that transponds with the word, it's not so real. Why invest further for someone who has quick card ready? Well, the thing is, man, this is what you got to ask yourself. Why did you invest in the first place? You chose this person. This is where it gets really, really hard and brutal, is that we have to ask ourselves, what about me was attracted to that? What about me attracted them to me? Why did I stay? Why did I invest in that person? Why was I willing to take a lowball offer? That's the real question. Okay, we have to take responsibility for who we lay with. It's on us. Look, I went for, and this is the thing. Like the epiphany that I had. Okay, I spent a long time saying my ex did this, my ex did that. It was her fault. It was this, and this. Okay, and then after reading some books, and I guess the main one that really shifted my mindset was The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. And the premise of that book is taking extreme responsibility and accountability for everything we do. So we have to ask ourselves this: what does every relationship you've ever had has in common? And the answer is you. You're the common denominator. You're choosing these women or these people. Yeah. I had to say the same thing. Why am I choosing women that need fixing? Why am I choosing women that are avoidant? Because of my trauma, because it's familiar, because that's my first blueprint of love as a child. Okay. So my mindset shifted when I said, okay, no one's coming to rescue me. My ex doesn't give a fuck if I blame her. She's doing her own thing. She doesn't even know what I'm thinking right now. So I've got to rescue me. I've got to dig myself out. Okay. And that's what we all have to do. So it doesn't matter, man. Right. This is where we have to start improving ourselves, our attachment styles, our anxiety, our avoidance, our traumas, so we can choose better later. Okay. So yes, it's painful and it's a shitty thing that they did, but they did it based on their worldview, based on their traumas, based on how they see the world. By their metric, they've done nothing wrong. By their metric, they've done what they had to do to protect themselves. Okay? Just like by our metrics, we're doing what we need to do to protect ourselves. So my screen's gone oh, that's why. Sorry, for some reason, StreamYard put some kind of weird filter on. Made me look like a cartoon. Anyway, I've turned that off now. Anyway, so yeah, look, try and reframe that. Okay. Try and reframe that into, okay, I will take responsibility. Now, it doesn't look, responsibility isn't a sign. Responsibility and blame are two different things. I'm not saying you should take, the blame. Look, the fact is, your ex ended the relationship. You didn't want that to end. So they are the cause for how you feel right now. Okay. You didn't want this and you didn't ask for it, but you do have the responsibility to say, right, I need to heal myself. I need to move forward. Why did I choose this person? Why did I put up with their bullshit? Why did I not screen better in the dating process? And I promise you, when you start taking ultimate radical responsibility for your life, things change. Okay. You wake up and the fog is kind of lifted a little bit. It still hurts. I'm not saying it doesn't, but at least you get to choose the pain. You get to choose how you respond. And that's where the power is, my friend. Okay, hang in there, broken-hearted people. You will heal. Yes, absolutely. Everyone will. Okay. Oh, Nick, can you explain a little more why that intensity, attraction, and butterflies you feel with some people is actually trauma bonding? Thanks. Yeah, sure. Okay. So, how can I put this in non-complicated terms? Right. Okay. So, a lot of the time when we meet someone and we have that spark connection, that just, oh my god, this person just gets me, it's familiar. What we're picking up on, which our subconscious is picking up on, is, okay, I understand this is familiar. Something similar happened to me when I was a kid, or this is the dynamic I had with my mom or with my dad or whatever, because they're picking up on it. Okay. So and they're picking up on your trauma as well. Okay. It's familiar, and we are attracted to the familiar. Better the devil that you know. Okay. Because that's your first blueprint. So if you had a similar dynamic with your parents, like, for example, let's say your mum was incredibly avoidant or your dad was incredibly anxious, and maybe you inherit a combination of the two. Okay. You're going to pick up on that on someone. Okay. So maybe you pick up on someone that's incredibly anxious. Like, for example, I was horribly attracted to women that needed saving and were avoidant. Okay. Because that's how I validated myself, because that's how I had to secure my emotional survival as a kid for various reasons. I only discovered this in therapy. Now, don't blame my parents. They did the best they could. I've got a good mom and dad. They inherited shit from their parents, who inherited shit from their parents, and so on. And we inherit 1,000 fucking years of trauma. Okay. And so it's down to us to actually say, well, okay, I've got an unbelievable spark with this person. Why? Why am I feeling uncontrolled here? Yeah. That's not love, my friend. That's trauma. Yeah, it's an uncontrolled descent, and with an uncontrolled descent, you're going to face plant the floor at 500 miles an hour. That's why. That's the very basic definition. And look, I'm not an expert in this area. There are people that out there can explain this far better than I can. In fact, I'm doing a pod. I was meant to be doing this this week, but it got pushed back. But I'm doing a podcast next week with a lady called Ali Ramirez, and she is shit hot at this kind of thing. So I'll be posting that up sometime next week, and I'll let you guys know. Anyway, I hope that covers it. So question, look at the partners that you've been with and question, okay, what about them replicated some of my childhood, or what about them reflected the relationship I had with my parents or my primary caregiver or something like. What about me needs to rescue? Why can't I validate myself? Why do I need to get validation by rescuing someone? Because that was me. And the reason is that I didn't know how to validate myself. I got validation through being a rescuer. Okay. That's how I got back. So the victim got validation through creating the drama, because that's how they got attention as a kid. They had to create drama for their parents to, pay attention to them. I got attention by fixing shit as a kid. Yeah, because I grew up in a very turbulent kind of atmosphere. Not violent or anything. It was just there was a lot going on. Okay. My mum and dad did the best they could. So how I survived emotionally was to be the good boy, was to not cause my parents any more trauma and to help out the best I could. That followed me into my romantic relationships. And trust me, guys, all the men listening here, women do not want to be fucking fixed. Okay. Because the second you fix them, one, they're going to find it unattractive. Two, they're not asking you to fix them. They just want to be heard. Yeah. And yeah, they're gonna see you more as a roommate than anything else. So that's why. Hey Joe, how you doing, buddy? Hope it all is well. Okay, King A's agreed. It's been 15. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Clorix Bleach. How you doing? Long time no speak. Hey Nick, need your thoughts on this. My buddy recently broke up with his now ex solely because she came out as an avoidant when they took the attachment style test. Do you think he went too far? Absolutely fucking yes, he went too far. Dickhead. That's what I'm gonna say. And you can show him this. You can show him this. You can tell him I'm calling him a dickhead, and he can come on and have a chat with me. Wow. Wow. Okay. Right. Those attachment style tests, I do not like them because they will change results just based on how you feel that day. Now, 9 times out of 10, my attachment style test comes out as secure. But if I'm feeling avoidant, it will come out avoidant. If I'm feeling anxious that day, it will come out anxious. So, no. When I asked, he told me, and I quote, avoidance leave a trail of bodies every damn place they go. I'm not risking another heartbreak. And mind you, he has dated a few avoidants previously. Well, then he's choosing the avoidance. Okay. Now, look, just because someone's avoidant doesn't mean that they're a bad person. It doesn't mean they can't have a perfectly good relationship. Now, look, I can be avoidant sometimes. Yeah, I can be anxious sometimes. I'm mainly secure, but I can swing either way. So can my girlfriend. So can anybody. Depends on the situation. Like here, like in this environment, I'm incredibly secure because this is my environment. But you place me in an environment where I'm uncomfortable, I'm going to feel anxious, or I might feel avoidant. There were some things that my girlfriend will want to talk about that I was like, oh, this is uncomfortable. But I can feel avoidant and still have the conversation. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. It doesn't mean it can't be worked on. I think your friend, he's obviously got some shit going on there. That's okay. But I highly recommend that he goes to therapy and get that sorted out because no one's 100% secure. No one is 100% avoidant and no one is 100% anxious. In fact, I write about this in my book in quite some detail. There's a case study in my book regarding actually what, like I coached a couple and they were extreme anxious and extreme avoidant. It's one of the most extreme cases I've ever dealt with, but they was able to find a resolution. If the two people that I consider the most extreme anxious and avoidant people I personally ever come across in a professional sense, they can make it work because they worked on themselves, then yeah, I think he massively jumped the gun. Okay, my logical brain and my emotional brain have never been further apart. Feels like I'm going insane at a time. Highly recommend a book called The Chimp Paradox by Professor Steve Peters. Really good. That can help. Okay, Lizzie, the Love Fix Book Club next meeting is Sunday the 28th at 3 p.m. EST. Yeah, Lizzie, if you've got any links, post them down. Post them down. Guys, book club. I really want to get people into this book club, okay? Because look, Lizzie puts in a tremendous amount of fucking effort. They're really good. The books that she's bringing up, like she's got some recommendations from me, but she's bringing her own books. These are books that are going to get you through breakups, okay? And they're going to really help you. So I highly recommend it. The next book is my book. I will be on there. And yeah, and we'll get into it. Okay, and he's anxiously attached person, then he needs therapy, my friend. Okay, it's one thing. Look, I mean, look at the hypocrisy of that. So, what would happen if his ex dumped him for being anxious? It's not right. You can say, look, I feel you're anxious. I would like you to get help with it. But if he doesn't get help with it, then that's a different thing. He knows the problem. So, yeah. When I asked him, he said, and I quote, avoidance letter. Sorry, I've already read that. Okay. Yeah, 50% off a 1 hour session with Nick if you join the book club. Yeah, guys. So for those of you that missed, look, if you come and join book club, I'll give you 50% discount on one-to-one coaching with me. Okay. Now, look, one thing I'll say, guys, I've got more clients than I can handle right now. So like I'm only going to give it to the people on this stream and on the book club. Right, you have to come and join book club. So purchase my book, Breaking Up When You Break Up. You can look, you ain't even got to get the full version. You can get the ebook version, which is literally 50% of the price of the paperback version. Okay. Go to Amazon, type in Breaking Up With Your Breakup, and it will come up. Okay. Read it before next Sunday if you can, or if it's a bit too close, we can maybe consider pushing it back a week or so. But I'll leave that down to Lizzie. It's a book club, but if you jump on book club and you want a one-to-one coaching session with me, I will knock 50% off the price. It will literally be £40 for a 1 hour session, not 80. Okay, so well worth picking up. Okay, Acorns. Happy to hear there are better things on the other side of suffering. Absolutely. Time truly heals all wounds. Yep, I agree. Well, I'd say time and action. I don't think time heals all wounds per se. You got to do things that will move things along as well. Okay, I did, but more joined after. So, okay, yeah. Okay, no worries. Okay, bro, just got the message that 5 weeks ain't enough. We'll keep on making myself better than love. Thanks for the push. No way, look, yeah, 5 weeks is no time at all, my friend. Okay, look, 18 months before I started feeling good. Okay, right, MK, part one. I feel an essay coming on. Right, no contact for 6 months. It was semi-mutual breakup, but I was the one who ultimately ended it because he couldn't give me what I needed. It ended on bad terms. We both went no contact, but still connected in social media. Okay. Part two. I reached out once 2 months ago, but it was vague contact. He responded quickly. Then I went silent again. A month later, he started watching all my stories and has continued to do so since. Okay. Part three. I know him and think he's afraid to reach out to me, fear of rejection, conflict, but think he's trying to get me to reach out. Even though I technically ended it, I don't feel it's my job to reach out. Okay, sorry, let me just sorry, technical issue. Okay, part four. Since he ended it because he couldn't meet my needs at that time, is it really my job to reach out? You always say it's a dumper's job to reach out, but does that apply here? Part five. If he's waiting for me to reach out, what do I do? I would like to reconnect, but don't want to seem like a doormat. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. All right. Yeah. So look, there are always exceptions to the rule. Okay, I strictly go by look. If the dumper ended things, then if it was the dumper's idea to leave, then it has to be the dumper's idea to come back. Now, obviously, look, if there's some kind of abuse going on or anything like that, then you can kind of flip that. But look, so there's two things that I would say why it should be you reaching out. Okay, all right, fair enough. He wasn't meeting your needs, but you say he's got a fear of conflict and he won't reach out. Now, if I was in his position, I 100% won't be reaching out to you. You dump me, I'm not reaching out. Ain't happening. Yeah, just because I got self-respect for myself and I got self-love, I will not invest in someone who does not want to invest in me, regardless of the reason for the breakup. Ain't happening. Okay. Secondly, if you want to reconnect, then you should reconnect. Okay. Now, it doesn't mean you don't have to, it doesn't mean you can't have boundaries with that. You can reach out and say, hey, look, if you want to reconcile, just say, hey, look, I've been thinking about us. I would like to explore the possibility of reconnecting. And then you can meet up in a neutral location, have a sensible conversation, have a calm conversation saying, hey, look, this is why I dumped you. This is what I would like to happen. What do you feel about that? And then give that person the opportunity to say how they feel and what they want from you. Because it's got to be a two-way street. It can't be just you making demands. He's going to have demands as well. Not demands, let's say requests. And it's going to have to be a compromise. Now, look, maybe he can't give you everything that you want. Maybe he's working on it. Maybe he's just not emotionally there yet. So it's going to be down to you. Okay, so I hope that answers the question. Okay, what's your take on getting caught cheating, getting upset about it, and then moving on with the rebound. Thanks. Fuck them. Let them burn. That's what I think about that. I'd like to chat face to face. All right. Yeah, we still got time. Okay, let me get you the link. Clorix. 1 second. Right, there you go. The link's at the bottom of the chat. Okay. I caught my ex-wife cheating. I cut off all conversation about us, only to communicate with the children. So she uploaded a picture of a new boyfriend on social media, blocking communication with my. Oh man, that's. I mean, she's being pathetic. Really being pathetic. I'm sorry you've had to go for that, but look, if she's doing that, I mean, how one, like, it's quite. Look, look. She is who she is. She did what she did. Let her get on with it. But the fact is, man, let her burn. Let her go down with the ship. Look, if she wants to do that, there is literally nothing you can do. And even if she wanted to reconcile, don't reconcile with a rat that jumped off the ship when it was sinking. You want someone that's going to stay on the ship with you when it's sinking to help you keep it afloat, not someone that jumps off at the first sign of danger. Screw that. Clorix, if you want to jump on, the links at the body, if you're still on the chat, the links at the bottom, just click the link. You can disable your camera and change your name if you wish. Okay. Ahmed, been in no contact for around 6 months. She ended our 4-year relationship and started dating less than 1 month after the breakup. I was really blindsided by this. I can't stop missing her. What do I do? Oh man, I'm sorry. That's rough. That's really rough. Okay, what do you do, man? Look, right now, 6 months after a 4-year relationship is really no time at all. Look, my last relationship was almost 4 years, and it took me 18 months to feel okay, man. And there was no cheating involved, so it's going to take some time. Look, the only thing you can do is, one, let it out. Cry when you need to cry. Just let it out. Talk about it. Try and get a safe person. Justin Clorix, give me. Let me just answer this, and I'll have you on, buddy. Give me a sec. Yeah, so is to talk about it, a safe person, someone you can confide in. And look, I provide one-to-one coaching. Like, it is a paid service, but if you really do need that help, look, I've helped hundreds of people, and look, I've gotten pretty good at it, if I do say so myself. So it's there. Look, you can look. My Facebook group is there. If you need help, you can go to Facebook, type in the Lufix Breakup Recovery, and join. My book club is coming up, all that, man. But look, it's just going to take time. Get out there, go for walks in nature, journal, exercise, cold showers, new hobbies. Okay, create a new life for yourself, and let her think happy thoughts until the cows come home. All right. Okay, Justin. Right, let's get you on.
Yeah. Yo, Nick, what's up?
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Doing good. You?
Yeah, all good, man. What can I do for you? How can I help?
Yeah. Well, this isn't exactly to my breakup per se. Well, it kind of is, but I kind of want to give a success story
Go
to
for it.
your viewers. Okay, so last year I was broken up with by my fearful void ex. She was 30 years old when this happened. I was 22, and honestly, like as most people here, it felt like I lost a part of myself. It was as if something inside of me died. Like the world had ended, so to say. And I remember for the first 3 to 6 months, I just didn't know who I was. And honestly, that was when I discovered you, Nick. And even though I've saw previous coaches like Rory from Love Chat, Craig Kenneth,
Yeah.
the videos did help, but I felt like it wasn't enough. But fortunately, after the breakup, I sought out Rory's advice, not to
Yeah,
advertise, but
Rory's a
he
good
was a
guy.
good guy.
Yeah,
He
he's really
was
good.
he was a very gentle soul, and honestly, just like you, Nick, he gave me a reality check like none other. He diminished the hope like you did when I discovered you,
Yeah,
and honestly, everyone should take it. Everyone
yeah.
needs to listen to that because honestly, hope is a love killer.
It's a killer. Yeah.
It does.
Rory was my breakup coach as well. When
Oh,
he,
he what?
yeah, Rory was my breakup coach back in 2021. when I was going, yeah, and he's very gentle, but he gives it to you hard, man. Sometimes he doesn't even lube you up; he just tells you the truth, and it is what you need. For me, at least anyway, it's what I needed. I think it can take people a little bit of time to get to that point where they just need some hard truth.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it is a good thing.
Yeah, it's like, for example, you go to the doctor, you have a flu, and the doctor says to you, "Okay, listen, I can help you, I can help ease the symptoms, but you're gonna have to take this medication." You take the
Yeah,
medication, and it tastes absolutely disgusting.
yeah,
It's not what you want to like taste, like strawberries and cream.
yeah,
It's just this vile taste. Like when Rory gave me that whole session, and I had that hope. I was pretty much like, inhaling copium gas or hopium actually,
yeah,
saying, I mean, I did what I could. I did the best I could do. Is she gonna come back and stop? And he said, listen, listen, listen. I'm gonna be real with you. You gotta kill the hope. I know it's not what you want to hear. This is what you're gonna do. You're going to take care of yourself right now. Start journaling. Start working on yourself because this is what's gonna help you out.
yeah,
And honestly, like I will admit, I already knew what to do, but when it happens, it just throws everything off.
yeah,
And sometimes I needed that extra push to help.
yeah,
And other than that, like my breakup, it was not only hard because honestly, what even though Rory said to me, and you say to your clients that both people have a part to play, I concluded after a lot of self-reflection that I was the one who caused the breakup because I think I said this in your Facebook group last year when I first joined that I self-sabotage relationship. I let my anxieties get the better of me. I let my fears get the better of me. And I don't know if you're a big Star Wars fan.
oh
Like,
yeah, yeah. I'm
yeah,
big into sci-fi. Yeah,
yeah. You know when Anakin had those nightmares of Padme and
yeah,
he
yeah,
did everything he could to save her from death, but unfortunately, it was a self-fulfilling prophecy. I had that same anxiety
yeah,
where my ex was going to break up with me. And unfortunately, that led to a self-fulfilling prophecy where I just shot everything down to
yeah,
the ground.
yeah. Certainly been there, man. And I think if if we're looking for if we're looking for things to go wrong, we'll find a way to make it go wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And you also helped me realize that, I got to take accountability for this. I have to, like, take
yeah.
responsibility, like, own up my shit. Excuse my language. I don't want to
No,
get you
it's
demonetized.
no, 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 no. No, look, I say fuck all the time.
Yeah, yeah,
If you knew how many swear words were in my book, when I on my last edit, like we did a word,
yeah.
basically I typed in fuck into the word like the word search, and it was like 400 times. You
Oh,
know,
good
so,
God.
yes.
If you had a nickel for every time you cussed, you'd be
Oh,
double
I'd
the
be a
rich.
minute, I'd be a millionaire, I'd be a millionaire, man. No,
Yeah.
don't worry about swearing, man. I'm not
Yeah.
fussed about
Yeah,
that.
of
Really.
course, of course. But
Yeah,
like I was saying, after that coaching session, that was when I really put my shit together,
yeah,
and I made every mistake. Well, some mistakes in the book, like do not stalk the ex. But honestly, I feel like you need to do it because if you keep it inside you, it's just gonna eat you up. And I think what and you mentioned this in one of your videos that during the first like month or two, it's okay to view your ex's social media because you need an outlet to like vent all this
yeah.
stuff out.
I think I used to have like the complete opposite opinion to
Yeah,
that a bit, but
yeah,
it got to a point where it was falling on deaf ears. I was saying, don't look at the social media. It's like, okay, well, look, I can't stop you. So look,
exactly.
take the
Yeah,
next 2 to 4 weeks, get it out of your system, and then make an agreement with yourself that you're not going to do this again.
yeah,
And I think that has a better success rate. But yeah, man, it's difficult. And the analogy about taking the bit of medicine, yeah, look, taking accountability and responsibility is bitter. It is a bitter, bitter pill to swallow, and it sucks.
yeah,
It sucks. But if we can push through that and So, okay, well, all right, this is uncomfortable, but I'm getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. I'm getting comfortable with taking responsibility for what I do today. Then, yeah, it definitely has, I think, a much better outcome for us. And then we can start choosing better partners. And that's what it's really about. Is like, okay, how do I choose a better partner next?
Yeah.
So have you been dating since?
Yes, and I really don't like sharing a story because it gives people hope. I myself have been into, support service and help other people going through breakups to try to, better
Nice.
themselves and also like, realize what happened. I don't disclose this that much, but since this is a success story, I actually managed to reconcile my second ex.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well
So
done.
funny story is that I think I mentioned this to you in the Facebook group. I was in a rebound relationship after some reflection where I think this was around month 4, month
Oh,
5.
did you mention this?
Yeah.
I think you
Yes.
mentioned this
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
recently,
In your
didn't you?
yes,
Didn't you?
in
Yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
comment section. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought that, my logical brain was like, okay, you're ready. You got Craig's creative healing courses. You're going at it. You're like halfway done. You're sticking to the plan that you made yourself, that you and Rory made yourself when you had the coaching session, that you would spend 6 to 8 months, like, going at it, like meditating, yoga, doing things you're not comfortable with, journaling, go out and actually touching grass, which I mean by touching grass, going out for walks, get the
Yeah.
fresh air, find new hobbies, etc. I was like grinding to the ground, and I met this. Uh, I don't want to, shame her. She was a good person, but unfortunately, she had her traumas to sort out, and
Mm.
unfortunately, that's experience. It made me realize what it was like to be in my third ex's shoes because she also had self sabotaging destructive behaviors that I exhibited in my past relationship. And by the time I realized that, you know what, I think I'm actually making this person just like my third ex. Like I'm taking this woman out on the same exact dates I'm taking my ex on.
Mm.
I'm trying to like shape her into this person that I want to be. Because when I was with my third ex, it was like a roller coaster, as in like, I don't know if you been to amusement parks. We have an amusement park
Yeah.
here in
Yeah.
Toronto called Canada's Wonderland. We have this roller coaster called Leviathan. It's the tallest coaster in Canada. It was like when it goes down,
Yeah.
it feels like it's the 4th of July every single day.
Yeah.
When it goes up, when my third ex displayed any fear, like avoidant tendencies, it felt like I was walking on eggshells. And after a self-sabotage relationship, and after she started resenting me, it was just a sinking ship. And I
Yeah.
kind of went down with that ship when
Yeah.
she pulled the trigger. And honestly, I don't think I was ready to date that person because at the time I was still blaming myself. And
Mm.
the only reason why I blame myself, and people say, stop blaming yourself. Here's my reason why I still do it. Is because no one in your life is ever going to, tell you this. You have to be real and solid with yourself. Like, for example, if you have a final exam and you fail it, that's your fault because you know why? You did not take the time to study. You did not take the time to pay attention in class. Same with, a breakup that you so and so caused. If she broke up with you because you self sabotaged the relationship, that's on you. No one else is going to tell you that. You have done the actions that caused you to be in this situation, if you get what I mean, Nick.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
And yeah, and I think I even lied to myself during that rebound, and I try to ignore it. I try to stick to my logical side of my mind, but clearly the emotional side of my brain was clearly at the driving wheel. And by the time I realized this when I was in South Africa because I took a family trip and she broke up with me over text, I'm like, yeah, this isn't gonna work out. You know what? I gave a big response. I said, okay, if that's what you want, by all means. I just want to spend time with my family overseas. It's summertime there. I want to spend the holidays. You do you. I pretty much said, okay, bye bye."
Yeah. I think that's correct response. I
Yeah,
think yeah, I think what you said about the roller coaster is a very good
yeah,
analogy, and yeah, I think we get addicted to that thrill,
It was like
And
a drug.
yeah, it is. So I think a relationship has to be less like a roller coaster and the gentle little boat ride that just goes along,
Now
nice
that
and
you, yeah,
peaceful. Yeah,
now that
every
you
now and then
mentioned
there's
that,
an up
Nick,
and down, but it's mainly stable. Yeah, and
yeah,
I get what you mean about um like blaming yourself, but I think there is I think there is a limit. I think there is a limit to, like, look, you can take responsibility for choosing that person. You can take responsibility for sticking around when maybe
yeah,
it wasn't right. Absolutely,
yeah,
but it's the fact is you had to date her to know what you know now. The only
exactly.
way. The only way to test if you're ready is to sometimes just to get out there and date. And listen, man, look, I rebounded 5 times post breakup. Five,
Yes, you have
because
mentioned that in your
yeah,
videos.
'cause I wasn't ready. I thought I
Yeah,
was.
but you
I
weren't.
yeah, but I just wasn't. And then you get in like 2, 3 months into it, and you think, why am I still in pain here? you know?
Why am I still like,
Yeah,
having these relapses, these breakup relapses that
yeah,
Rory says in one of his videos? And
absolutely.
during that time, I was like Spider-Man in the MCU. Like after Tony died, he
Yeah,
was like, everywhere I go, I see his face, and then Happy says to him, "You're never gonna be Iron Man.
yeah,
You're not gonna be him. No one can live up to, Tony Stark." That's like, how I speak to myself.
yeah.
She isn't your ex. She will never be your ex, and she will never live up to what your ex was, because every relationship is different, quoting Craig Kenneth
Or
himself.
yeah, or rather that no one's going to live up to the idea of her that you have in your head. That's what we have to try and kill, is the idea of her.
Yeah,
Because I totally get what you mean, and
yeah,
sometimes, but it's still in the back of my head sometimes. Like our fantasy brain goes back to, oh, it was this and it was that, but the fact is, that was a different set of ingredients that suited, and same with you, I would imagine. It
yeah.
suited that particular ex, suited that suited that version of you back then. This version of you now isn't going to be compatible with that ex that you used to know.
Back then, exactly.
You've
Yeah,
done the work. You might,
exactly.
yeah, you might get, or that was exciting, but long term, is it going to work out? Absolutely not. And the fact is, we have to go through it to understand that, and
Yeah,
that's but man, I'm really happy for you. I'm really happy for the journey you've gone through, even though it's been painful. But man, like it's a success story. You continue to work on yourself, and it's hopefully this new relationship you're in is going to be the one that goes all the way.
yeah. I told myself to put myself on probation when I got back with my second ex, where I would spend 9 months on,
Yeah,
keep on working on yourself, because I know Craig himself mentioned this in his videos too. Put yourself on 9-month probation where you constantly work on yourself, because if you stop, the old habits are gonna hit back hard, like,
yeah.
when you relapse or go through withdrawal.
I
So
would
I'm
go. I would go one further than that. It's
Yeah,
it's it's absolutely true what Craig kind of says, but I would say it's not just 9 months; it's forever. We
yeah.
can't.
The mission never ends. That's
Yeah,
my personal opinion.
it never ends. The journey never stops. The leveling up never stops. And look, it's like, even though I'm like, me and my girlfriend were coming up on a year now, and it's I can get caught up in my work quite easily. And like, so for example, there'll be times where she just needs my time and attention. She just wants to tell me about my day, and I'm thinking, oh fuck, you know what? I've got a billion of other things going on right now,
Yeah,
and I could do with not having this conversation right now. But what's 10 minutes out of my day just to shut up and listen to her and say, oh yeah, I hear you, that's shit. Yeah, have a
yeah,
hug. You
yeah,
know, it's those kind of things that we have to work on, because when that stops, that's when complacency sets in. It's the little things that keep relationships going, man. It's the little things that just taking 10 minutes out of your day just to listen to your partner. And I think that can cure like 90% of all things.
yeah. And
So
honestly, like, now that you mention that as well, Nick, I have my hobbies, you have yours.
yeah,
I myself have gone to an old hobby that I once quit. I play Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I don't know if you know what Yu-Gi-Oh is. I used
yeah,
to it's basically, it's a card game, like
right.
Magic the Gathering and Pokemon. So
Okay.
I recently started getting back into the hobby, and
Nice.
from what I've noticed is that I'm taking more time investing more into myself.
Good.
And honestly speaking, I noticed it might get to the point where I'm taking too much time on myself and I'm
Yeah.
leaving, the relationship unattended. And I feel like from what I'm seeing from my partner is that I haven't been giving her the attention that she
Yeah.
needs. So I'm trying to figure out, okay, how can I balance myself between my
Yeah.
life's work, my hobbies, and her? There
It's
has to
hard.
be a balance.
It's hard, but yeah, you're absolutely right. There has to be a balance. Look, for me, like what I do, like Fridays and Saturdays, I refuse to do any work. Okay, I do no work at all. Okay,
Yeah.
so Fridays and Saturdays is for me to catch up with myself, to catch up with my friends, to catch up with my girlfriend at that time together. One thing you can do is say to your girlfriend, "Hey, look, I know I've been given a bit too much time
Playing
to
these card games, yeah.
to whatever, but it doesn't mean I don't love you. It doesn't mean I don't care about you. And I'm going to make an agreement with you now. I'm going to make a, I'm going to give more time. I'm going to bounce out. If I'm not doing it, you have every right to kick my ass, and you have
And you
every
have
right to
every
tell me.
right to shout at me exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, you have every right to say, "Listen, dickhead, you're not paying attention." So it's and I think if you can do that, that's fine. So I say to my girlfriend all the time, "Hey, if I'm not doing what I need to, if I'm not keeping this okay, and if I'm not keeping myself in shape, if I'm letting myself go, you
You
should
let
be
me know.
you should be all over me." Yeah,
Exactly. That's
because
what we
yeah,
agreed with my
yeah,
partner
exactly.
too.
The guy you started dating was the guy that was in shape mentally and physically. That's the guy you started dating, and
Yeah.
that's what I sold to you, and I'm not gonna like do a fake sale. So yeah, so it's up, and I think if you can have that two-way communication, I mean, not as brutally as that, but you can say, "Hey, look, I'm just worried about you," blah blah blah. I think yeah, having that brutal communication goes a long way. It really
Effective
is.
communication, Nick. That is
Effective
the
communication.
best. That is the best thing you can have in a relationship.
Yeah,
In fact, I honestly think if you know how to effectively communicate with your partner, it will solve almost 95% of your
yeah,
issues.
yeah,
And even it's even written in the Holy Gospel quote attached. I call it the Holy Gospel of
yeah,
relationships because it's facts, it's truth. And when people like talk to me about their breakups or when I'm helping someone, I give them this book. I say, okay, listen, read this book. Don't be like I know there was one person that came to me and said, why can't I just read, How to Be 3% Man by Corey Wayne? I just look at him, I'm like, buddy, that's just like, the short-term fix on how to like,
yeah.
hook up.
It's not good. It's
You
not a good
need
book.
you need like, a book that will help you with long-term relationship. It's
I
like in
can,
the Matrix.
yeah,
The red pill is you want to hook up. The blue
yeah.
pill is, a long, successful, healthy relationship. What pill are you gonna take, my friend?
Yeah, absolutely. I can recommend a book for you along those lines. It's called Mating in Captivity by Esther Perel. That is a fantastic book.
Yeah,
Yeah, that is a really, really good book. And it's about why relationships are foul. And one thing Esther Perel identified, it's too much safety and security in a relationship kills the relationship. Yeah.
yeah,
It's a really good book. I highly recommend it. In fact, I highly recommend it to anybody. It's a fantastic book. Justin, look, thanks, man. I really appreciate you coming on.
yeah.
Look, well done. Thank you for sharing that. It's great. You're smashing it, and it's really great that you're helping people. Look, maybe we should do a podcast one day, and we can shoot the shit and just talk about it. So
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely. I could
yeah,
send you a message on Facebook
yeah,
if
yeah,
that's
yeah. DM me or something. And yeah, I've got a podcast booked in next week, and I'm going on vacation real soon. So
yeah, yeah,
maybe like start September, something like that. I should be able to do it. So
yeah.
yeah,
Of course,
absolutely.
of
It'd be
course.
great. It'd be great to chat about them. You can tell me about some of your stories about some of your clients. DM me and
It's
we'll
not
put it.
clients. It's just it's a Discord server. I'm
So,
in.
it's yeah, it's a client at the end of the day, man. It's fine. Yeah, all right, yeah, okay, cool. Let's do it, man, and we'll
Take care,
hook it
Nick.
up. All
Yeah,
right, take care, bud. See you
yeah.
later.
Take care,
Bye.
buddy.
Bye.
Take care.
All right. Okay, Michael, if you're still here, yeah, I can do one more, and then I'm gonna go because I need to get my beauty sleep. It's been a long day. All right. Okay, Michael, hit that link at the bottom if you want to come on. Okay. Kevin. All right. Sad. Give me a sec, Kevin. Okay, Kevin, how are you?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you. What can I do for you, buddy? How can I help?
Uh, Thank you, Nick. So I don't know how to do this, but maybe you can give me some sort of advice. So I went through a breakup very recently, like a month ago or so. But very recently I tried to reach out to her. It did not work out. She blocked me actually on our WhatsApp for communications. And something that happened was, I was being really anxious. I tried calling her. I made a mistake, which was I went to her house, and when she was not picking my calls, and I tried calling her when I was outside. At the end of the day, she blocked me. I've been working on myself. I've been, doing no contact, just being on my own. But very recently, like 2 or 3 days ago, I realized that she unblocked me on WhatsApp because I started
Okay.
seeing her status. She was sharing some histories on WhatsApp and whatnot, and I saw that she was also seeing mine. It was 4 days ago, but she hasn't reached out to me. And also, I want to say another thing just very quickly. When I went to her house, she got really mad at me. She told me it was over, and she told me that I was acting like a stalker, which in retrospective, maybe I was. She did not call me, that word, although it did hurt me a lot. But I decided to leave because definitely I wasn't doing anything good. I was hurting myself. I was hurting her. But now this happened, and I don't know if. So my question is, I guess, what should I do at this moment? Should I reach out? Should I wait until maybe she breaks no contact? What would be the best thing that I could do? Or maybe I should just not do anything at all.
Yeah, so it can be a tricky one. Thank you for sharing, by the way. I appreciate it. So she's the dumper, yeah? She dumped you?
Yeah, she's a dumper.
Okay. Right. So the last conversation you guys had, how did that end?
That was the day I went to her house. She was really emotional. Before she wanted to be my friend. She wanted for us to keep being friends. I don't know exactly, how that works because I still had feelings for her. I don't know if we can be friends. But as I said, she was mad at me. She told me that I was behaving in a way that she could not stand and she could not be my friend if I kept behaving that way.
Okay.
So yeah, definitely it wasn't. At the beginning we were talking a little bit. I was telling her that I miss her, that I would love to see her. She was listening to me, and we did a video call even. But after that day, no communications.
Okay.
So that, yeah.
All right, buddy. I definitely think the best thing you can do is to leave her alone. It's hard. I know that's probably not the answer you want to hear, and I get the instinct is to do something. And uh, the reason that typically happens, from children, we're taught to do something to get something. If we want to do well, we have to get good grades in school. If we want to have chocolate, we have to eat our dinner. If we want a toy, we have to tidy our room. We're told all our lives do something to get something, and then we try to apply that in a breakup. Okay, so that instinct is like, no, I must do something. I must try and make something work here. But we have to be counterintuitive here and just respect. Okay, if you're going to get someone's attention, the best way to get their attention is to remove your attention. So okay, I'm going to disappear. This sucks, this hurts, but I'm going to go and work on myself. And if what she was saying about the way you was behaving, if some of that's true, then you can self-reflect, say, okay, all right, I did do some of these things. I didn't do all of these things, but I did do some of it. I'm going to try and find out why I acted this way, and then I'm going to work on that, and I'm going to try and be a better person. Because if she does come back, then she's got to find a better version of you. She's got to find an upgraded version of you. So that will show that, one, that you can listen, two, that you can actually actively change, and then she can see that, okay, this is a man that I can respect. Okay, but for now, I don't think friendship is probably a good idea. One, because there's probably too much emotion involved, and it probably won't be enough for you. I doubt being friends is going to be enough, is it? It's not going to be enough for you.
Uh, Definitely not. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, ever since that day that what happened, and I realized that I could lose her, I definitely, in retrospective, maybe, I would love for her to be present in my life. Like she's someone that I appreciate a lot.
Yeah,
It's tough because we know for more than 10 years each other,
yeah, it's a lot.
and we only have been boyfriends for almost 2 years.
Okay.
So, but we have been friends, our whole life.
Yeah,
So maybe I don't
maybe.
know. Yeah.
Look, friendship. Look, like I don't know how long you've been on the stream, but look, I mentioned earlier that I'm friends with two of my exes from like over 10 years ago. But it took a long time. Like you, we were friends first. We became partners. We just realized that we was terrible as boyfriend and girlfriend. It sucked. It hurt. But then we went our separate ways, and we realized that okay, look, we like each other as friends, but that's about it. But that took some time. That took about 2-3 years separation of like the feelings to calm down. Like there was no romantic feelings left anymore between us. So it can take some time. But look, man, I think just focusing on you, improving what you need to improve, like mentally, physically, spiritually, whatever way you want to you need to do. But I think getting out there, new hobbies, volunteer somewhere. Keep a journal. I don't know if you keep a journal, but write down or speak into your phone just about your feelings or whatever. And read books, my friend. Read books about relationships. Read books about psychology and philosophy. That really helped me, and it's helped every client I've ever suggested that to. So look, if you want to understand why these things happen, read more books. And I can give you a recommendation on books and stuff like that. So if you want recommendations, you can drop me an email and I can send some off to you. But I think you just need to leave her alone, bud. It's the hardest thing to do. It is the hardest thing in the world to do is leaving someone alone. Okay. But if she's mad at you about some of these behaviors that she says that's been going on, you need to show her that you can listen. It's like, okay, look, this sucks. I don't agree, but I respect your request. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Yep.
mature thing today. And that's really, really tough. But look, whatever happens, it'll be okay. You will be okay. I promise you.
All right. Well, I took some notes, and I really appreciate your advice.
Thank
I'll
you,
get
man.
to it.
I appreciate you being in. And look, I don't know if you're part of the Facebook group, but it's there if you need it. The Love Fix Breakup Recovery. Just type it into Facebook. Look, the chat's here, group's there, my book, one-to-one coaching. It's all there. If you ever need any more assistance, it's all there. Look, the group's free, the channel's free. Anything beyond that is obviously is a paid service, but it's there if you need it in the future, and we can go from there, man. But whatever happens, look. It sounds like you're dealing with it reasonably well. It's going to be okay. Just take your time, learn to love yourself above all else. Give yourself that time and attention now. And, just maybe write down a few things. Okay, what do I want to do now? Okay, is there a new hobby I want to do? Is there a country that I want to see? Do I want to try and get a new job? Like, her saying no to you means you can say yes to everything else. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we have to try and reframe it. But I appreciate you coming on, buddy. Thank you so much. And you enjoy your day.
Thank you. You too.
Okay.
Bye.
Take care. Bye. Michael, sorry to keep you waiting. How are you?
Yeah, I'm actually quite good. Am I going through?
Yeah, I can hear you. Thanks for your patience, buddy. How can I help you?
I need some help with reframing my mindset because where I am right now, I'm a bit stuck in my head between sort of the rock and the hard place.
Okay.
My issue is that well, I don't know. Should I come with some I should come with some context here, I guess.
Okay.
1 year in the breakup, I've come to the point where I've come to peace with both the relationship, what went wrong, what I did wrong. I've done a lot of work, basically, and my issue is that my ex is in a rebound. I was a rebound for her as well, but she's in a new rebound. And for all I can see, at some point she would try to come back. She hasn't done any work on herself, as far as I know. So she's still yeah, I don't want to talk bad about her. So let's just say, from all I know, for all I know, at some point she will try to reach out when the rebound she's in will burn up.
Okay.
She will go to me because I'm the safe place. I'm stuck because I can't just block her off. She's the mother to my kids. So I have to have contact with her, even though it's basically non-existing at this point. And because I'm sort of expecting her to come back at some point, it's still ongoing for me. And I feel that no matter what I do, what I control, what I could do, will, well, compromise me. The way I see it, I can stay in this waiting game for her to come back, and then I can kindly tell her to go fuck herself. Or I can, well, get a new girlfriend, which also is a bad idea due to the reasoning that I will get a new girlfriend to move on, making it a rebound. So yeah, that's where I'm stuck. I don't know
Okay.
if you
I
follow.
think, yeah, I followed. Yeah, and thank you for sharing. And I'm sorry to hear that you're still going through a bad time, and it's always hard with kids. It's always tough with kids.
So
So
that's the thing that makes it complicated, is that, oh, how I wish I could just go complete no contact and block off everything and just go my merry way.
yeah,
But I can't.
yeah, exactly,
I just can't. So at some point, there will always be a next point of contact with her for the rest of my life.
Yeah. So key word there, the rest of your life. So you're going to have to square with that sooner or later. You know, at one time or another, you're gonna have to be okay with that. And I'm
Yeah,
not
that
saying,
part I am okay with. The part I'm not okay with is, well, it's the where I'm stuck is the waiting game, because I'm expecting her to at some point try to come back, or at some point regret it, or at some point I actually dread that conversation.
okay,
And I guess the anxiety is the one thing that pops up in me.
okay, I hear you. Okay, expecting or wanting?
A bit of both.
Okay, so I think that's the real issue there, isn't it? It's the want part. So look, we can expect, we can expect a lot of things in life. I can, when we're in difficult situations, I can expect, oh, okay, I expect this person to attack me, or I expect this person to do whatever. But there's expectation, so you can expect the worst but hope for the best kind of thing. But that's ultimately like a self-defeating prophecy, really. I think it's the one part that we need to address. And given that you were a rebound for her and she's rebounded again, what about you, what part of you still wants her?
It's not that it's not that I want her. That's the thing. I actually truly don't want her. I don't want her. I see it as her coming back is me
Getting revenge?
I guess there's a little bit of that in it as well, but also it's my ending. then I can leave it apart. Then it's done.
Okay.
Then it's in the past. It's the
All right.
final thing to. It's the final thing to actually say it's done. Like there's. It's a 100% at that point.
Okay. And what? Okay. So let's ask the question. Let's say she never reaches out in that capacity, in that context. Let's say she never reaches out for a reconciliation. Then is it ever going to be done for you? I think, reaching, look, ultimately, look, I hear what you're saying, and I've certainly been there before. And look, there's certainly been parts of me where I've wanted the next to reach out so I can tell them to go fuck themselves. Absolutely. I get that urge. But
So there's the revenge part, but that's the question you asked right there is the question that keeps me stuck. Is it going to be forever?
yeah.
Am I just gonna wait my entire life? And no, I don't want to wait my entire life. That's why I need the reframe. How can I reframe this in my head so it doesn't matter?
It's a difficult question to answer, because you've got your unique view of the world. You've got your own experiences. You've got your own traumas and everything else that goes on with that. So I can maybe give you like some generic advice. Whether that lands with you or not is a different thing. But ultimately, whatever we do in this context, we're choosing to do it. It's a choice. You're choosing to do this. And so it has to be a case of, okay, why am I choosing to do this? So a lot of the time is like, I've spoken about this before, about the logical brain and the feeling brain. Okay, we literally got like these two different brains inside of us. And the feeling brain, the limbic brain, wants what it wants. It feels that it's been hurt. It feels like there's an injustice, and it wants to balance the equation. Okay. But our logical brain has to be there to reassure the limbic brain, to negotiate with it, say, right, okay, this isn't healthy. We can get balance back by doing something else. So it's just having that conversation with ourselves and asking, okay, is this going to benefit me in 6 months? Is this going to benefit me in 12 months? Michael, how old are you?
I'm 22.
You're 22. Okay. All right. So you sounded a lot older. You sound a lot older than you are. Okay. How old's your child?
One of them is 6 and the other one is 3.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you had kids really young. Okay. How old is your ex?
25.
25. Okay. Right. So you're both pretty young. Now, Michael, this is going to sound really patronizing, and please forgive me. Okay. Right. I'm 40 years old, so I'm a lot further down the road than you. So the advice that I can maybe give you as a 40-year-old might not land for you as a 22-year-old. Okay. It's going to be a completely different world.
32, mate.
Yeah. Sorry, 32 or 22?
32.
32. Oh, I thought you said 22. Okay. Just forget that last part that I said then. Okay. Okay, buddy. Right. So let's go at this let's look at this a different way. So do you feel like there's an injustice here? Is that what you're feeling? Do you feel like, okay, I just need to get even?
No, not anymore. I
Okay.
actually, I did have that up until I think last week, where I had my last aha moment.
Yeah.
My most recent aha moment was that I
Okay.
went through. I was going to write down. I was journaling. Write down from start to finish everything. What happened from we met, everything, to see if I could pick up anything. And I had this aha moment where I could suddenly see all that I've grown and learned through this year, how badly I fucked up
Okay.
right from the start, and how I betrayed myself. So I could after this, I could sort of take the entire responsibility for at least my peace in the relationship. So all of the anger I had to her is sort of gone now. I don't hate her. It's not like that when I say go fuck yourself. It's not that I have any resentment towards her anymore. I feel so relieved not being butthurt. So it's not that. It's not a revenge part. It's just this resolution part. This ending it.
But you've got the resolution. You guys broke up. That's the resolution. That's the closure. That's the answer. This is going to sound brutal, and I do apologize, but that is the answer.
That would, and that's what I also try to tell myself, that it's the answer. But then, due to this, having to have some sort of relation with her, that's the one thing that I have difficulties squaring with in my head, which does pop up some anxiety in me, which does fill up my head sometimes.
I hear you. So it comes back to the feeding brain and the logical brain again. Okay, so look, your feeding brain is detecting some kind of threat to your emotional survival. That's kind of what it is. And then when we get a threat to our emotional survival, anxiety will rise. The anxiety will go up and up and up until we do something about it. Okay. Now, right now, your solution that's in your head. Okay, if she comes back, I can tell her to go away, and I've got that resolution. Okay, so it's a case of I think. Look, I don't think there's like one answer here. It's going to be, highly individual, and maybe what I'm saying is incorrect. I don't know. I don't know you well enough, and it's going to be a little bit difficult. It's going to be a little bit difficult to advise you in like a 15-minute conversation. And this is why I do one-to-one coaching sessions, so I can get really deep into it with someone. Sometimes it can take 3, 4, 5 sessions sometimes. But the only thing I can suggest to you right now is to write that. What you said is to write that down and to ask yourself questions. Okay, because I think there's what it seems like to me, and again, I could be wrong. It's just observation based. It feels like there's this battle inside your head between your logical brain and your feeling brain, and they're not speaking the same language at the moment. They both want different things. Logically, you know the answer. You know the answer logically, but you don't like the answer. Do you think that's accurate?
I think, and I also think it is the assurance. I needed to be certain, and I needed to be certain for me, like an actual death. Like, it's when you're dead, it's gone.
Yeah.
This is still living. And I actually need to kill it, but the ways that I see killing it will compromise me.
Yeah. How long were you two together for?
7.5 years.
And you've been broken up 1 year?
Yeah.
Okay, man. It's only been 1 year. Yeah.
I know.
I think you need to appreciate that it's only been 1 year. That's not a lot of time. The average breakup recovery time, and studies back this up, is 2 to 4 years to fully get over someone. 2 to 4 years average time. It took me 3. I was with my ex 4 years. It took me 3 years to recover from that fully. Yeah, and I didn't have to have any contact with her. So yeah, and look, there's plenty of people that are split up with their ex, and they've got kids together, and that can complicate things. But I think you just need to appreciate it's only been a year. Maybe that's the simple answer right now. Maybe I think we might have been trying to go a bit too complicated with this, and the simple answer is hey, it's only been a year, and I haven't recovered yet.
Yeah, that part I'm actually fully aware of, and that's also why I'm a bit afraid of actually going out dating, is that I'm fully aware that even though I feel way better, I do feel way better. It's just that I also do acknowledge and accept that I'm not fully healed, and that's why when some of these problems come up, like this question with how can I? This seems to be the one question that comes up now. How do I deal with that question? And then maybe when I find an answer to that question, another question will pop up, and my brain will have to find a solution for that. And I feel
there's always questions, there's always questions, my friend. Yeah,
there's always questions, and I'm also always searching for the answer to them.
Yeah, and look, when you solve one problem, it creates new problems. So, like, I liken it to this. Okay, when we're poor and we have no money, we have poor people problems, and when we get more money, we have richer people problems. We still have problems. They're just a better problem to solve. It's just a nicer problem to have. There's always going to be questions. Always, there will always be questions, and that's like. But right now, maybe this isn't a question you need to answer right now. Maybe this isn't an argument you need to win right now. Maybe it just has to be, okay, I just need to sit in this mud right now and be okay with it and just explore that feeling. I think what's happening here, Michael, so this is what I think is happening now. I think you're trying to out logic how you feel. Yeah, and that's never going to work. Right now, you just need to feel. You need to feel, okay, this still sucks. This still hurts me in some way, and that's okay. There doesn't have to be an answer right now. Okay. There are still I'm vastly recovered from my breakup, but there are still questions in my head about certain things that happen that if I ever had the opportunity, would I ask those questions? Probably yes, because my curiosity would get the better of me. But I don't have to have that argument with myself right now. I don't have to have that discussion with myself right now because I'm not going to get any answers. So it's a case of, can I start asking different questions that are going to benefit me today so I can feel better tomorrow? So a better question might be, okay, how do I find a way to be a better co-parent with my partner? How do I find a way to be there better for myself? Yeah, maybe you're asking the wrong question right now.
Maybe I just know that it is eating me up, and it is, and that's sort of the. I think I do push myself, like I have to find a solution because.
Yeah, I get it.
I it does drain me, and that it hurts the time I have and the energy I have for my kids. That's the one thing that's been driving me to actually not ignore anything in this and just push through my pain. Is actually that okay? I can't have this pain because it hurts my ability to be a father to my kids. I can't hide it because that's going to make it worse. So I have to deal with it as fast as possible.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree with you on that. I think you need to have the pain, and I think it'll make you a better
father.
I
need to have the pain, and I need to sit and feel the pain. And that's why I try to attack it, and I attack it a lot.
Okay, I'll give you an analogy, right? Okay, so when I was younger, okay, I used to compete in mixed martial arts, okay, and I had a bout coming up against like a monster of a puncher who could knock anybody out. Okay, now it was only me and my trainer that thought we could win. Yeah. Now, attacking him head on was never going to work. If I attacked him head on, he could punch harder than I could, and it's never going to work. But I was smarter, so we come up with tactics to negate that advantage. So you can't. So basically, a head on attack wasn't going to work. Yeah. So we had to think a way around it. Okay, how do I get close without getting hit? How do I draw his lead out? How do I make him? How do I make him swing and miss? Yeah. So it's using this. So right now, you can't out logic your you can't out logic any feeling, right? So basically, what I'm saying is, getting back to the analogy, you got to change the tactic. You got to change your strategy. It's not working. Okay.
So that's what I'm asking for. That's what I mean with the reframe. Because what I'm doing right now isn't working. Now this issue has come up.
Yeah.
What I'm doing right now isn't working. I need something else, and the answers I have
right now
compromise me.
Right now, the answer is there isn't an answer for this. That's the answer. And it's okay to say, look, I don't have the answer right now. This is not a battle I have to fight right now. This is not a battle I have to win right now. Okay. So I think, look, force creates resistance. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a finger trap. The more you try and put it out, the more, the more stuck you get. It's like quicksand. Like it's emotional quicksand. The more you struggle, the harder it's going to be. So how about we stop trying to fight it? How about we stop resisting for a little bit and just take a deep breath and say, right, I'm gonna recharge. I'm gonna catch my breath. I'm gonna focus on being a father. I'm gonna focus on being a better man for myself, and I'm gonna focus on me. So you can start focusing on other areas of your life. So let me ask you this: outside of being a father, outside of work or whatever, what are you doing outside of these things?
I've started a training routine in the gym. I look after for my body. I'm meditating with what's it called? Body focus. Learning my sitting with my body, sitting with feelings in my arms, and I can't remember what it's called.
Okay, I hear you. I get what you mean.
Yeah, that sort of meditating where I just sit with my body as it is and feeling through it, feeling through my feet and stuff like that. And that really helps me relax. As I say, I keep up with my vitamins. I start training. I've started picking up hobbies, modeling at home. I've picked up on social with my colleagues for now, and I'm trying to reconnect with old family members that I sort of lost contact with during the relationship.
Yeah.
I enjoy nature. Just recently, not recently, but very much at the moment,
Yeah.
going to the beach, just breathing, just enjoying nature, the peace. Yeah.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, you're doing a lot of great things there. So that's well done and great effort. So I think Michael is I think what's happening, you're trying to get over this quickly rather than correctly. Okay, there is no time limit here.
Definitely true.
It will take as long as it takes. Now, I've said many, many times before, it took me 18 months just to feel reasonably okay again. And that was after doing coaching, therapy. I was training my ass off. I mean, I like the weights I was lifting. I was deadlifting like 200 kilograms. I was smashing it in other parts of my life, volunteering, learning drums, reading, writing. Yeah. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we still have to confront our feelings, and sometimes it's just going to be there. And sometimes we just wake up feeling shit. So I think there's not much else you can do. We can reframe all we want, but time is a factor here. It will take some time. You're doing everything you possibly can. So I think the only thing you're not doing is being kind to yourself, is giving yourself a break and saying, all right, this just sucks right now. It hurts. It sucks. You know?
Yeah.
It's just having that love for yourself, and that can take some time. It can really take time. And like I said, it could take up to 2 to 4 years for you to be all right. Okay, I'm done with it. You spent a lot of time with this woman. You spent 7 years with this woman. You've had kids with this woman. You shared a lot. You got 7 years versus 1 year separated. Yeah, you're not
Yeah.
even a quarter of the way through that time period. Okay, so that's all I can say to you is, Michael, is that outside of doing I mean, you're doing everything that I would maybe suggest that okay, this could help you move forward, but
Back as where I started from.
sitting there and saying, all right, this sucks, this still hurts. You know, there's no revenge to be had. Even if you got the revenge you kind of wanted, that resolution you wanted, it wouldn't make you feel better. It might make you feel better for about a week, but it's still that pain still be there.
Yeah.
If she come back right now and she said, Michael, I want to reconcile, and you said, look, no, this ain't for me. I don't think we'll work. You might get like, some validation from that, and you might get the moral victory, but that will last like a week, and you're going to be right back here. So it's just going to take time, my friend. And I wish I had.
Exactly. And that's the thing I want to attack. That's the
Stop attacking. Stop attacking.
yeah.
Yeah. It's not going to work. I look.
Exactly. I know it's not gonna work.
Yeah. So you got to make a conscious decision to say, right, okay, me attacking this does not work. So I'm going to take a more gentle approach to it. Okay, it's the finger trap. Okay, rather than trying to, let's see if I do this. Let me try something different. And sometimes, Michael, we just have to sit still and be okay with the situation. I know it's hard, especially as men. We find solutions for things. We're fixers, we're builders, we're protectors, we're leaders. That's what we do. The reason I'm good at coaching is because I find solutions for people. Yeah, but sometimes the solution is there's no solution right now, and that's okay. Yeah, it's okay to say there's no solution to this right now. I need to sit still. I need to breathe. I need just to, okay, I'm just going to be okay with this environment right now. And that's going to take some time to get your head around, because look, I was doing the same stuff when I was when I was about a year, and no, I'm going to attack everything, and I'm going to out logic everything, and I'm going to read this book, and I'm going to use philosophy and psychology to make myself feel better, and it can help, but you feel how you feel. That's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it, man. There's no solution right now. So I think you have to tell yourself, and maybe you need to write this down in journaling or whatever. Choose your battles. You don't have to fight every battle. Okay, there's a time and a place. Yeah, this battle is not ready to be fought yet. Okay, focusing on, okay, how do I be a better man? How do I be a better father? How can I improve the co-parenting relationship? Because you still have a relationship with your ex. It's just a co-parenting one, not a romantic one. And maybe that's where you're struggling. Okay, maybe. Yes, I would find it. I think I'd find it very difficult. But at the end of the day, you've got to be there for your kids. And so, yeah, that's the battle, man. So that's what I think. So look, Michael, look, I need to start logging off now. So I need to get myself to bed. But I think that's all I can tell you, man. I wish I had a better answer for you. But well, I don't know. I don't wish I had a better answer for you. I think I've given you the best answer based on this conversation. Is just look, stop resisting. Let go. Yeah. Learn to let go of the things that you can't control. You can't control this. Okay. For men, it's the hardest thing to do in the world is to surrender that, because we like to feel in control. You attacking it gives you some kind of control. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it makes you feel safe. Yeah, you want to feel in control. I get that. Look, I'm a bit of a control freak myself. When I go out, if I'm going out with people or whatever, I like to know how I'm getting there. I like to know who's going to be there, where the location is, how I'm getting home. Yeah, I like to control as much as I can. But there are sometimes, like, this is beyond my control, and I have to be okay with it. And it drives me nuts. I get it, but I can either sit there and obsess about it, or I can try and have a good time. That's where we are, buddy. But listen, look, you're in the Facebook group, so you can always ask questions there. And look, if you need a one-to-one coaching session, we can always go down that route as well. We can book it in if you need it, and we can really get into this. Okay, and we can try and get a bit deeper into it. But I just be kind to yourself, Michael. All right, be kind. Yeah.
Oh,
All right, buddy.
yeah.
Look, I hope that's helped a little bit at least anyway. And look, it's going to be okay, man. Give yourself time. It'll be fine. All right. Thank you, Michael. Thank you very much. And you enjoy your evening. Thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate it.
Hey.
Thank you, mate. Bye. All right, guys. I'm going to call that a night. This went on longer than I anticipated, or longer than I planned anyway. Yeah, guys. So look, thank you. Appreciate it. There's only about 6 people left now. Everyone's fucked off. So yeah, look, I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Yeah, so guys, if you need additional help, my one-to-one coaching services, you can email me at thelovefix20@gmail.com. My book is available on Amazon, Breaking Up with Your Breakup. Come and join the book club. You can access the book club through the Facebook group. So go to Facebook and type in the Love Fix the Love Fix Breakup Recovery on Facebook and come and join the group. All right, guys, thank you so much. Peace and love to you all, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.